thought process is that if we get to the point where festivals really want us, then we get to the point where festivals really want us. I want someone else to take over all the communication work.
Hey, Rob.
I don't wait for people to want me. I create demand. I create desire.
Great.
It's how I operate. Get on my level.
Understood. Working on it. Creating desire by sending all the emails.
Do I have 5 levels? Why don't I have 4? Where's my 5th level?
Check.
Hello.
Maybe you'll have everyone. Maybe.
Yeah.
In all seriousness. Sorry. In all seriousness, Rob,
Yes,
you're
Daddy.
always... Yes, Daddy.
Oh my God.
Yes, you're called.
Shit. Not only do I have to replace a co-host, I got to replace crew members. What the hell?
Wait, what did I do?
You're encouraging.
I'm just sitting here.
You're not stopping that. There you go. Now we sound like a bitter old married couple.
Right?
In all earnestness, you're always welcome to come. You're always welcome to
I know.
come with us.
I
I
know.
hope you know that.
I know that. I just like giving people shit because it's kind of my thing.
Because there are some people who I had to actively kind of keep in the dark that these kinds of things were happening, just because they would get offended if they weren't included. And so I was like, I hope you know that you're not.
Oh, dude, I don't get offended because, quite honestly, I can't do you guys are all kind of centrally located or close enough up there.
Yeah.
It's a drive for me. Like going to downtown Denver and hitting California Street for the Pearl. That's a long drive for me. It's literally an hour and a half, and an hour of that spent in downtown Denver.
Valid, 100%. We're live, yeah.
Yeah, we're live.
we're
We're-
live.
People are listening.
People heard us say daddy.
yeah. That's why she did it.
That's exactly
Well,
why.
I mean, you
Yeah.
gotta tell the fans about Daddy.
Oh God,
Rob,
I'm gonna have to
we-
tell this
we,
story, huh?
We have strange people in here.
We are all strange people, sir.
It's making me feel a little uncomfortable.
You all make me feel uncomfortable.
Feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, a little bit.
So let's see. We got Kira, we got Shadow already out here. What's up, guys?
Hi, fans.
I'm echoing. Well, yeah, we're echoing.
Are we super
I don't know. I'm gonna put on my stuff.
Because it might be that all of our microphones
Do we
might be
echo?
too sensitive.
I know why we're echoing because we've got a little bit. We got 5 different mics on right now.
Yeah, probably.
Overkill? No.
I don't know. I got a guy who does this for me. His name is Chris.
Well, Chris is not here.
I was gonna say, how do we pronounce Chris's last name?
Ultion.
Oltion? Okay, thank you. Shout out to Chris Oltion, being my mic guy.
I'll just call him Turner for the rest of my
Yeah.
life.
Right, yeah.
For everyone else, shout out to Concertina Turner and his Turner table.
How bad is the audio, man?
The Turner.
Well, and that's what. That's a secret. I don't want to. Since we're being watched, I won't spoil it. But I think the Turner table has a lot of potential.
So I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Okay, we'll just keep talking so you can at least hear how it goes. I'm gonna pull up my phone so I can look at chat during the entire thing because I'm that person.
I know. It's like, I always know that.
Also, it increases the amount of viewers, and then it tells the algorithm that they.
We are currently working on the audio difficulties as we speak. It's probably all Curtis's fault.
It's always Curtis's
more
fault.
than likely it's probably me.
You know, I mean, he wrote the songs, but
That's a lie.
he brought the echo.
You know what? I will let him say that he wrote the songs if we blame him for the echo.
No, we're totally blaming him for the echo.
I
No
wrote
doubt.
so many songs this season.
Oh, I love hearing that echo. Oh my god.
Wow, we sound like we're in.
Boom, got it.
Are we gonna fix it?
Is that? Are we good? Oh my goodness! Hello.
Hi.
Hey, now we're live and everybody can see us.
Yes.
Hello.
We'll see if it is
Hello,
still
everyone.
echoing, I guess.
Oh my
30%
goodness.
better. Shadows is 30%.
I know what it was. I got it.
Oh.
If you have echo, then that's your fault. Fix your shit. Don't yell at me.
Are you sure
Yes,
that it's their fault?
My mom
100%.
literally rolled in here.
Does it sound better?
my mom up
Now
here.
very
being
low.
like-
Okay, I got it. Hold on.
My mom up here being like, it's echoing, son. Yes, blame Curtis. Gotta love that supportive family. Shout out to my mom, Sean Boddicker over there.
Hi, Curtis's mom.
Hello,
Hi,
Curtis's mom. I think there's a joke in there somewhere.
There's always a joke, but also Matt Rose is not here.
Yeah, Matt Rose isn't here to make
But
it.
his spirit lives on through us.
It does. He's busy.
Not that he died. Don't get me wrong.
No, he didn't. No, he did not die.
All of a
He-
sudden, everybody's like, "Wait, he died?" No.
I think.
No, he's currently in London though.
Yeah, he was watching
Oh,
Oasis.
so he's
So,
close to death.
yeah, he was watching an Oasis concert. So from Keith's perspective, he may
There we
as
go.
well be.
He
dead.
might as well be dead.
May as well have died.
Yeah.
Aww.
Are you sure you want your mom watching this?
This is not.
We're not really family friendly, man.
Mom, watch at your own discretion, I guess.
Alrighty.
I don't know.
Mom, you've been warned.
Oh
Just
my God.
warning you.
All right, guys, there you go. We got the audio. Hopefully it doesn't sound horribly bad. If it does, we'll figure it out. Let me know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I
I mean,
think.
it's too late at this point.
Yeah, I don't like how it's peaking though.
And then we fix it more.
You know what's really bad?
What?
From their perspective.
You're just down. Yeah. See you later.
Rascals.
That's all right. I got Kendra and Amanda over here on the casting couch.
What? Don't call it that. Don't call it that. Don't call it that.
Too late.
It's already
It's
out
out
there,
there,
dude.
bud.
Like, I don't know what to tell
Well, I
you.
guess you can put that on your resume. I don't know if that would be something I'd advertise. Like,
Oh
it's
my
just-
God. Let's get this party started. Hello, friends. I am Rob.
I'm Keith.
And we are the Renaissance Rascals.
We are.
Today we are joined by our lovely cavalcade of chaos. You like that? That's alliteration, kids. So, going from, I guess,
Oh, son of a bitch.
left to right would be, you got over there. Over there. Right there.
This one right here.
Yeah, that's you guys might recognize her from the streets. That sounds bad.
That does. I recognize her from the street. She was working the streets.
Yes.
Most people
In
don't
Larson,
recognize me without my
And
hat.
then she made it to
though,
the
so
casting
imagine like a
couch,
really
so, you
big
know.
hat with a lot of lures on
And
it.
then, yeah.
Yeah, that's our very own Kelpie Haddock, also known as Amanda.
Hello.
If you're on the pirate cruise, you guys know her as Maeve Wall. She's one of, well, she's somebody's favorite. I'm not sure whose.
Oh, well, I'm my favorite. So.
Okay, that'll
Yeah.
count.
Self-love is the most important kind.
There you
Exactly.
go.
And sitting next to
Special
her, we've got
casting couch.
our lovely innkeeper from this year, B. Inman, also known as Kendra. And for those of you that didn't know, she is the sultry voice that you can hear in the morning radio in Colorado Springs. What's the radio station?
It's KRCC Public Radio,
See?
91.5, I think, is the... watch, it's wrong. Watch, it's 95.1.
95.1. We need
Yeah,
the what?
yeah. I don't know.
Kendra in the morning.
I'm not great at numbers. I'm so sorry. KRCC, that's the station.
There you go. KRCC. And then last but not least, right over my shoulder here, this man really deserves no introduction, so we won't.
Yeah, no.
Yep, and
okay.
he's just not here.
It's
Yeah.
the guy in the corner.
That's the guy in the corner, also known as Curtis Boddicker or Sebastian Vane. I have to be nice to him. His mom's watching. Hi,
My mom
That's
is
true. Hi, Mom.
watching me. I'm
So,
a fan.
That's so cute.
so today we're actually we brought these guys in so that we could kind of give you guys different perspectives of what makes the festival special to each of us.
Oh,
All right, I'm done.
the Scotch eggs.
The Scotch eggs.
Ooh, actually this year I think it was the Euros for the win.
Euros were clutch. Dude.
They came in clutch a couple weekends. If it wasn't for the Euros, I would be dead.
See,
I'm
I just missed from 2019. They would put like stroganoff on top of a loaded baked potato over next to Fortune Stage, and they took that away after 2019, and
It's
that's my
Ingrid.
favorite one forever.
What's up, Ingrid?
Yeah, cheese bread all the way. I will fight anyone on any hill. Cheese bread.
I'll go with that.
Cheese bread is like
I'll
my
go
favorite
with
thing.
cheese bread.
It's like when you think about the like cost to what you get ratio, cheese bread, super good value. Love the cheese bread.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, cheese is not, like, I need meat.
You do
Right,
need some. You
well,
gotta get some meat in there.
And speaking of value, the steak on a steak is
Now you're trying to kill me.
very good. People kept talking about it, and I was like, "Is it really that good?" And it was like, "Oh, I've spent more money on worse steak.
Yeah, it's good.
It's protein."
You know
And-
who spent a lot of money on steak? the tiny violinist. That little girl was walking with she was double fisted.
Which means you spent a lot of money on steak.
I was gonna say that kid was every time she'd come back to the musician center, she'd have some new thing. It was either food or costume related,
or ice cream,
or ice. A lot of ice cream.
A lot of ice cream. She had ice cream twice a day.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to live.
That's dad. That's how dad wins. Here you go. Go get ice cream.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, and that was what was funny is I think it was because she was with Shearston so often. Like Donnie, who's another guitar player at the festival, who plays Captain Maxwell. He's usually in the all blue for those of you that don't recognize the name.
Guitar player guy.
Yeah, he's a guitar player guy. He does a lot of Dropkick Murphys, things of that, and cowboy country. Like he's a really good guy, and I love him.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I can't walk around with Shearston because she's always making me spend all my money.
That's about true.
Okay, so you're telling me I need to walk with Shearston.
If you want to feel financially free to make those choices, Shearston's the person you walk
Next
with.
year.
She will hype you up.
I never walk
She
with her.
does not shy away from spending money.
No.
And if you really want a good treat, go walk around in the silk shop with her. They know her by first name.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
they're like,
because
hey.
she's like a walking advertisement.
Well, I think she has
Kinda
one of
how
everything
Keith is
in
a
there.
walking advertisement for Armored Fairy.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely, I am.
So
The #1 shop in the Larkspurshire. Unofficially.
I was going to say, that's like...
we have 127 people.
That's a record.
That is a record. That is 100% a record. Hey guys, how's it going?
We have 127?
Yes, 127 people are watching us right now.
Absolutely.
The number in the corner says 13.
Yeah, it's a lucky number.
Yeah,
Well, I think it might be because we're cross streaming from multiple places, right?
Yeah.
What I'm seeing is from YouTube.
Yeah.
I got way more nervous realizing there were like 100 people watching me.
Right, because we did just perform to...
Not like
Yeah.
you were on
I know,
a stage.
right?
But the mask is... I feel safe in my purple coat and guitar. I have a lot to hide behind there. Now I have like...
come dressed
Well, I'm in a purple shirt, which is funny. I didn't plan on doing that, but like...
It fits.
I guess I wanted people to recognize me without the makeup.
Well, I mean, I'm wearing the scales.
Brooke, we're talking about the cheese bread you get over by where the steak on a steak is.
Yeah,
right across from Pirates Pub.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right across from
That's why I get it. I didn't realize there were different steak. I don't really buy food at the festival. This is the first year where I really hunkered down and bought food for the festival.
If not for the fact that I budgeted for my food this year, I would have died because Keith and I were running nonstop, man. I mean, opening gate ceremony, we're out there at 9:35, 9:36. We're there until it closes. And then, the first couple of weekends, it was kind of cool because we could just kind of move the stages and then just kind of disappear into the crowd.
Yeah, and that was fine. But
then we had like 30 minutes before we had to be up top.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, after Pirates Weekend, it was like, oh my God, dude, we're not getting in through the gate anytime soon.
No.
That was it was a record-setting season in terms of attendance. It was crazy. Like I usually get there. Like, I usually arrive on site about 7:30ish because I was helping Mary at the Mad Hatter open her shop, and I just love them. They're really sweet people, and so I was getting there at 7:30 every day, and like where the musician's tent is kind of pretty far away from the gate, and every day after Pirate Weekend, like that area would be full at 7:30.
Yeah,
like it was ridiculous how many people were showing up.
But you know what?
Ridiculous in a good way.
Yeah, I was gonna say it made the experience. For me, as a performer there, it made the experience even better because it's a target-rich environment. I mean, you turn and fart, and all of a sudden there's like somebody else right there, and you're like, whoa! Like, hey, we're how you doing?
Absolutely, yeah.
I think one of the coolest things, though, of this season is like the very beginning of the season. The numbers of people in the streets were more like how I was used to in 2019.
Okay.
And then, like, once we got to the later end is where it was, like, 2021 numbers again.
Right.
And so it kind of gave our actors, like, experience in multiple different ways to, like, interact with people.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if, like, from your perspective and your guys' perspective, you've seen that.
So
like,
being that this was your first year, we'll put you on the
Yeah,
spot.
let's ask the rookie.
So what was your take on the season overall?
I definitely see that the crowd. You had a little bit more space early on. It was a little bit, I don't want to say slower because there were still a lot of people. But the dynamic of the audience was different early on compared to later on. It was so cramped. You were doing a lot of one-on-one interactions, which was neat, right? Like to do a lot of one-on-one like that is kind of cool. And it's easy to pull a crowd sometimes if you know what you're doing, and I didn't know what I was doing. But I mean, I had a couple.
Well, you could have.
Well, I had a couple opportunities. You know, I Pirates Weekend, I stood up Nick with a gun, and that got a little crowd going. But you know, so like there were different opportunities for different sizes of audiences. Yes, and I would say that it changed as it went on. You know, like rehearsals. It was funny because I thought about this the entire season. They said, the entertainment director said, like, you know, we're doing improv games and we're going through these exercises, but there's really nothing that we can do to, like, properly prepare you for what you're about to experience. And
you
my
found,
God,
and you found that out firsthand.
Oh, man. Like,
Yeah.
And I was fine doing one-on-one stuff. I've been acting my whole life. But I will admit, when you're standing in the lane and the crowd is rushing at you, man, it is intimidating. You know, like it's just so many people, and you feel like, man, they're on their way to something. You know, like I don't want to interrupt them or whatever it is. Like, you know, but it could be really intimidating when you get that crowd coming at you, and it's just like, I don't know what to say.
That was my first year. Like, I had no idea what to say, and I didn't know where I fit in. Like, I got stuck with this jackass, and
You were going to die.
I wasn't gonna die. I would have been fine, but I got stuck with him. Thankfully, in all honesty. So it was.
Okay, dude. Let me tell you, when I first saw
Every
her,
time Rob ducks away, down or away to mix the audio, we take a shot.
Depending on what
drinking games.
I was gonna say, depending on what you're drinking, you're already slobbered.
And here,
like,
I'll
you know
talk
what I
so
mean?
you
Like
guys
you're
get a
done.
test.
Slobber?
Test
Slosh?
on Amanda's mic.
Yeah.
Not slobber.
I can also talk, louder. I can try and do that.
Hold
that
on.
will help.
Take a shot, bitches!
Take a shot.
Take another one.
All right,
You're getting drunk off this
here we go. Everybody, take a drink.
with my empty Pepsi can.
Yeah, that should be better.
It's never empty.
Never.
It's a prop.
Oh yeah.
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 Take another shot!
Take another shot. So,
Oh.
Amanda's still low.
Okay. Well, I'll just be quiet. That's just kind of what I do anyway.
You'll
It's
be,
still
you'll
fun.
be window dressing for the rest of the show.
Oh my God.
You can sit
I'm just
there.
here to
people
look
can-
pretty.
I was gonna say, just sit there, look pretty. It'll be great.
Should probably not put my hair up next to the mic though.
That would help if you
Yeah.
didn't cover your microphone.
oh, maybe
And somehow this is also my fault.
Yep.
yeah, absolutely.
Why not?
Yeah, why
It's,
not? You know,
it's still
me.
totally your fault.
It is all me, probably. That's
So,
crazy.
so
That's good.
Kendra, looking back on your first season,
Right.
what was the biggest hurdle you had to overcome? Not me.
the way it was set up on the camera, it looked like you were pointing at Amanda, actually.
It's because of me.
I mean, I can see how the fair is overwhelming if you've not acted a bunch. Like getting started is always the hardest thing,
Right.
right? You know, like I had a wonderful walking partner. I walked with Chad the entire time.
Yep, he played a Zir, the
Yeah.
Zir from the Ottoman Empire.
Yep. So early on, you know, he has some like one-liners, right?
Of course.
Everybody's got their Renaissance Festival jokes, and I'm not going to repeat them here. But you know, like I get to hear him do his lines with people and like work his jokes, and it was like, okay. And then he kind of like set me up a few times, even when I didn't feel prepared or I didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready to speak, but I was just kind of like sitting in the background, and he kind of like introduced me.
Brings you into the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and like once you were moving, it's much easier to keep going. But like that initial engagement, those first couple of weekends, it was him doing a lot of the first interaction. you know, like it's funny because I never really considered myself to be super outgoing. I always thought I was kind of shy. And after the pandemic, it was especially like, I felt like, okay, everybody's kind of felt uncomfortable to talk to people. And then I moved to New York, and that kind of like broke down a little bit. And now, like, I can't even imply that I'm shy anymore because I just spent, 8 weeks going up, like, cold opening with people, just, nonstop, just one right after another, cold open. And so, like, that social anxiety is gone, dead, different. It's so funny that improv was the thing that I feel like I always struggled with. I was always a stage actress.
Right.
I love a script. I love knowing what I'm going to say. And
this is a place where
you don't have that.
You don't have that at all.
No, because you don't know what they're going to say.
You have no idea what they're going to say.
That is so true on so many levels.
Not just from fellow cast members. It's worse when you have no idea what a customer is going to say to you.
Yeah.
A patron comes up and you're just like, what the fuck did he just say?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like most of my engagement, my interactions were one-on-one with patrons. Like,
right.
I did a couple of bits here and there with people every once in a while, but it wasn't as magical as when I would just talk to a person one-on-one and either, accuse them of leaving the inn abandoned. I left you in charge of it, and why are you in the lane and I'm in the lane and you're wearing the uniform, and like, why is it that we're both out here, And so I got a few.
So funny.
That's hilarious.
That's awesome.
A few ladies liked that bit. I did get one dad, and he was like wearing salmon, and he was like, "This isn't pink," and I said, "Well, yeah, because they say salmon, blue like salmon, right? That's the phrase."
You got Amanda with that fish joke. Amanda loves a good fish joke.
I love the fish jokes because you guys tell them to me. I go, I'll remember that I don't.
Ever.
Ever. And so every time you guys tell me a fish joke, even if you told it to me before, I won't remember it, so I'll love the punchline afterwards. But no, that's great. I love that.
It's like Dory.
Oh yeah, no. So the one fish joke I will make consistently is knock knock.
Who's there?
Did you know that a goldfish's memory is knock knock?
That's pretty good. I like that.
That's good. I like that one.
That's a lot better.
That.
That's a lot better than my skeletons.
That could have been
joke.
avoided.
That's for sure.
Well, I mean, dude, as long as he doesn't start going on the skeletons, we're good, man.
Yeah.
I will punch you.
I saw
I tell
a
that skeletons
video
in
of
churches joke like
you
all
telling
the time.
that joke and me banging my head against the pole.
Trust me, I bang my head against the pole every time I make the skeletons in churches joke. I need to find a new. I need to get a new set of jokes.
You need. I was gonna say you need more material.
I don't know if I've heard that joke.
Oh God, don't.
Give it to me.
So Keith, why don't skeletons have any music in church?
Because they don't have any organs.
Because they don't have any
okay.
organs.
I did hear it. I just chose to erase that from my memory.
I'm gonna start stealing Curtis's freaking punchlines from now on.
Well, I mean,
as soon as he says that, I'm just gonna jump right in there.
What I will say though, which is really cool, is that because you were walking with Chad, you were walking with a former innkeeper from last year, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, we didn't really talk about his history as an innkeeper very much out in the lanes, right?
No, not on the lanes because he's a different character.
Yep. So we just focused on his. I would give him a hard time about, where was it that you came from again, and he would give me a hard time about the inn's cooking. And also he was very suspicious of the disappearance of my father. It was a pretty good bit we would do back and forth.
That's a good one right there.
Yeah.
I like it.
But yeah, that's so aside from like interactions, how was it integrating for you into the new, like as a rookie cast member?
Everyone was very welcoming, like Rennies are some of the coolest people, you know, like,
She said that in hippie.
Yeah.
You know,
people,
like we're just chill, man.
yeah, like, well, and I say it kind of as a joke, right? Like,
Right.
that's I'm kind of leaning into the joke of it. But, you know, everyone was so lovely. The people who have been there for forever had wonderful advice and really cared about our health.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, it's
like, and I had auditioned for the Kansas City Renaissance Festival forever ago and gotten cast as something, but then I didn't make it to performance days. And back then they reiterated, like, oh, drink your water. But man, like, at Colorado, they're like, you drink your water, you remain healthy, this is how you're gonna...
Drink your water or die.
Yeah.
Die.
You know?
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dr. John.
Dr. John.
Dr. John.
That's right.
There's
We
some
love Dr.
stickers that
John.
I desperately want to buy for next season, and then just casually hand them out to cast members as we go. And it says, "Did you water your flesh prison today?" And
I like it. I mean, it's pretty true, though.
It's the weirdness that's...
Yeah.
Yep. It's true.
It would be coming from Kelpie, so of course it is.
Yeah.
I consider it more of a flesh boat day.
All right, so let's do the rundown. Let's go through the weekends.
Let's go through the weekends.
Let's talk about like our highlights. Opening weekend, Magical Fantasy. Go around the room, man. What was your favorite moment of that weekend?
For me, just being back home. You know,
Fair.
I mean, it was just it felt natural.
Don't let him fool you guys. Like the day before, I get a text at like 10 o'clock at night. I don't know if I'm ready, man.
Dude, I was so ready to go. I couldn't sleep, and I'm like, all right, so here we go. Like, we're getting ready to do this again. And I was like all through that week, I was fine. Like, I was here. And then Friday, I get home from work, and I went, and I'm like, I don't know. Is everything? Do I have
Like
everything?
10
Do I have
texts. It was literally 10 texts. Like, hey man, I'm so excited. Are you excited? I'm like, and then we're in a row. I didn't have a chance to answer to any of them. I mean, it was like Keith had been embodied by like a 12-year-old girl, just like, oh my god, are you excited? I'm excited. What are we doing? What are we doing?
I had a lot to say.
I love that.
You did. But I mean, was there anything that like stuck out in your mind on those on either Saturday or Sunday of that weekend?
I mean, I don't think anything, like stood out per se.
Right.
Just the whole experience of being back and, the gates opening, obviously we go out, in front and, we see the crowds.
It was
and
cool.
Everybody's like, oh my God, it's there,
that was my highlight.
And seeing, old friends again, so it was really, for me, it was just very heartfelt, heartwarming, being back home.
My favorite was seeing Auntie sitting out there smiling as we walked out. That was the best part of my day. What about you, Amanda?
Probably when...
Okay, Curtis, what do you think? No,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
just kidding.
I was gonna say, I literally, while I was
Every single fucking
literally,
time.
so literally, what's funny is like literally as we were sitting there, I'm just like, okay, they're gonna ask Amanda, it's gonna go to me, and that's when he's gonna cut me off, and I'm not gonna say anything. And then he did you instead, and I was like, yes, it's not me
I
this
thought it was
time.
Bully Curtis time. Okay.
So, I mean,
No, his mom's watching.
my mom is watching.
If his
Okay,
mom
so
wasn't
this
here,
is
we
mom.
wouldn't let him talk at all.
I bully your son a lot. So
And I
Yep.
just take it.
And now you know why he has a complex.
yeah. So I don't know. So I would say probably my favorite thing is like when we did the cast choir for the first time. Because for those of you who might have caught it, on the weekends, like twice per day, we would go over to what used to be called like our elephant loop. Right over there's a flower crown shop called Milady's Posies, and we got together like a group of just
Random
cast
members
that really like to sing and that who wish that there was like some sort of position where they could be half musician, half cast, because we love to sing. And so we got together and like the original plan was to like before anything like actually plan something and actually like rehearse something, and we never did that because why
No
not?
time.
Yeah, and so then we were just like, well, screw it, let's go do it anyway. And we got out there, we did like 3 songs, It was rose red, which has like a round in it, and then we did mingale, and we did it's not gonna come to my brain anymore. But like we did
Wild Mountain Time.
Either Wild Mountain Time or like the Mermaid or something.
I think the
like that.
first, the first one was Wild Mountain Time because I was there for that one.
So then it was Wild Mountain Time.
Yeah.
And we had never done it together before, and we were doing like really good 5-part harmonies. And that was just the point where like we looked at each other and we're like, we're gonna do this every single freaking time, aren't we? And so it was super fun to just like pull in random cast members every single day. And it's just whoever wanted to come and join could come and join, and we do whatever.
I went up there a couple times.
Yeah, I went up there a couple times because you guys wanted me to record it on video, and I was like, okay. And as Keith points out to me, Rob, you got to be quiet when you're behind the camera. It still picks you up. And fuck off.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in the moment, man. Leave me alone.
Fine. It doesn't matter too much. But it was super fun, and so I'll say like that was like the new growth moment too for this season. Is like we did something different then, so that was super fun.
It's always neat when you guys whenever you're planning something and then you can see it just kind of happen. Like I mean that's the way that I felt with Tortuga, because like leading up to that I was like, this is gonna suck ass, dude, and then it hit the way that it hit, and I was like, we can actually do this. Like we could really literally do this and it be good. And now, as we get ready for Tortuga, it's going to be a little bit better. What about you, Kendra? What was your favorite moment for opening weekend?
Opening weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a blur because I was terrified. I don't know what you're talking about. I was lost. I was so confused. It was. First weekend is just a lot when it's your first working festival season.
Yeah.
And you got to keep in mind, too, like, I didn't have the grounds memorized because I just moved to Colorado a year ago. So I've been to this festival twice in the last 10 years before this season. So I did not have the grounds memorized. I had no idea where I was. I had no idea what I was doing.
That's all right. Keith never has any idea where he is.
No, I am in Larkspurshire somewhere.
That's the extent of his knowledge. I am in Larkspurshire.
So
I do cattywample wherever I go.
Yeah, the first weekend was just a blur of like where am I? What am I doing? Where am I going? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Am I doing this right? Am I making anyone laugh? And like I wasn't. It was just very.
But you know, I mean, it doesn't have to always be about the laugh.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But
sometimes
I want it.
Sometimes I like making people cry. I like making people cry sometimes.
Sure.
We'll talk about that when we get to Celtic weekend.
But yeah, so it was fine, but it was just not. It was just a lot.
Yeah.
What about you, Curtis?
I had a lot of I have a lot of favorite things I enjoyed. I think one of the big ones for me was the opening weekend was also, I had to go back and check my email to know for sure to get the timeline right. But opening weekend was also about the time I found out like I got accepted into some other festivals that wasn't just Colorado.
Nice.
And so it was interesting to go to opening weekend because I'd done it so often. Like this was my 4th year being on cast. And it was interesting to do it from the perspective of like, oh, like this is my job now full time for like the next couple of months, and like doing it from the perspective of like, okay, like this is like my career, and so that part of it was really, really cool, and I was still kind of wrapping my head around it. In a lot of ways, I still am, even though I leave on Monday for my next.
Like you got 5 days. Buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, I got 5 days until I got 5 days until I actually have to move on to the next festival I'm playing. But, like, the other thing I really love about opening weekend, especially now that I've been doing it for a little while, is I like watching the new people and seeing what they do, right? Because, like, as terrifying as it is for you, and sometimes maybe even not fun that first weekend, it is really interesting to see, like, what people do under pressure, especially the pressure of, like, what this job is. And you find out really quickly, like, who really has like a knack for this sort of stuff, and I think you're among the people I was really, really impressed with, and really all the new cast was really, really impressive. You and Trajan and Cora, who's one of our new musicians. I was really impressed with her and what she was. And Abby, oh my God, Abby's so good.
She had, and I will throw this out there because I got to give her credit. bar none, the best interaction that I have, like performance I have ever seen during the Robin Hood arrest. She was animated. She was
Really?
like
I wish I
in
saw
the
that.
character. I've got video footage of it.
Okay.
That's going to be coming up because we're going to be reliving those moments throughout the off season on not just on the Rascals but also on CRF's Facebook page. Because I'm going to tell you what, guys, like I collected probably close to about 100 hours plus
Yeah, you
worth
were
of video
everywhere.
footage.
We got some really good stuff.
Yeah,
so.
and you're right. I
You
was
were
everywhere.
Like I couldn't go 5 feet without running into you. Like,
Yeah,
throwing
no, and
something.
usually it was me like making a beeline and then him lumbering behind me somewhere.
I'll catch up.
That is
Yeah.
my
I know
one
where he's
thing,
going.
Is I kind of want to hear from you guys on like how that really changed your season when it came to like recording a whole lot more stuff. Because did it take away from you guys having interactions? Or did
No,
you just,
No.
absolutely
Did
not.
you just power through
No,
and
we-
decide not to like take a break instead?
So
Yeah.
normally, like last year, our schedule was, you know, we didn't have a parapet schedule last year.
Yeah.
So we kind of missed out on it. And now, you know, this year we were fucking regretting that.
Yeah.
Like, we shouldn't have said shit and just been happy with, we don't have a parapet. We can go do whatever the hell we want to do and whatever we need to do.
Yeah.
Last year we were kind of just on special events, and that was cool, but we kind of missed being up on top of the parapet because that's, for Keith and I, that's one of my earliest memories of, like, learning how to be at the festival because we would sit up there and, yeah, we were like Waldorf and Stadler up there. Muppets, kids. Muppets.
Yeah.
And we would just sit there and poke fun at everything and anything. And that's kind of where we started picking up our timing. As far as like running around and recording the videos, it was really, really tough. Because Keith normally takes a nap at 2 o'clock.
Generally.
That shit did not happen.
No.
I did get
no.
video of one of the naps though.
Yeah, but that was like at 3:30, 4 o'clock after we had ran
Yeah.
around and done everything.
Yeah.
Which throws him off.
Yeah.
Because then he's got to try to pick up that energy level back up so that we're ready for 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. You know, it was rough. I got to answer this question real quick. Do you all have knowledge of the history of the fairs? Yes, we
I have
do.
some.
So the very original Renaissance Festival started in 1970, I want to say 72 or 73. And it was in California. It was called the Pleasure Festival. During that time frame, the Pleasure Fair, during that time frame, there were some really key people that kind of branched out and created more festivals. Little known fact for a lot of people, one of those personalities was a glass blower. His name was George Cullum. And another one that ran food booths was James Paradise.
Yes.
That explains why the food's so good in Colorado.
I'm glad you said that because I really do want to touch on that.
You just want me to duck down, Shadow,
Because
so that we
I
can make
see-
Kira drink a whole glass. Here, hold on.
Here, I got
Take a
Kira.
it.
shot!
Glass of
I'm
wine.
just gonna hold this like the people do in like the videos on
Yeah.
the Tiki-Talkies,
On the
where
TikToks,
they
yeah.
really shouldn't be holding their lav mic in front of their face, but they do it anyway for
Yeah.
visual interest.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you mentioned the food, and one of the things that always got to me was when I see negative reviews about our food, and I'm like, you are so wrong. Like, we have some of the best food.
Yes.
Like the other festivals that I've been to have good food.
Sure.
But I think Colorado is a step above any of the festivals that I've ever been to. And so everyone out there, if you disparage the food, you're fucking wrong.
I mean, and let me reiterate that. Because, like, I've been to a lot of festivals around the nation. Not all of them, but I've been to several.
Right.
And, usually it's like a turkey leg and maybe like, the artichoke thing. And, like, that's it.
Yeah.
You said that better.
And so there's usually very limited options. And so for Colorado having the wide variety that it has.
Yes.
And
Now,
it's good.
I will say, though, yes, there is a wide variety, but they're done very well. There's another festival that Keith and I have gone to that there is a lot of variety, but there's not a uniformity to like the preparation.
The standard.
Yeah.
The Scotch eggs at said festival were abysmal. Yeah, never gonna do that again.
It was, but their fish and chips was bomb.
That was bomb.
true.
Their fish and chips were bomb.
Yeah, that was true.
So yeah, I agree with you on the
festivals,
food.
different
It's
cuisines.
we have some of the best food. So everybody else, I don't care.
So are you saying, Shadow, is that like 10 is the best, or what? Like, what are we talking here? You can't just throw a scale out there without giving a point of reference.
I've been to others. Our food is 1 out of 10, maybe 2 out of 3. Shadow is so.
Are you meaning
fire.
like?
Yeah, I love you,
Because
dude,
I
but-
feel like 10 out of 10 is meant to be the good one. Are you meaning 1 out of 10 being the bad?
Yeah, I don't
Who
know.
knows?
Because that feels
I don't
like a bad rather.
All right,
than a
we're gonna move on to
Yeah, Brooke, I've been to Sherwood Forest a couple times, and it is a fantastic festival.
How would you stack their food against CRF?
Pretty
close?
It's pretty close.
Okay.
It's pretty close.
Okay.
The only difference in those two is Sherwood Forest is a medieval festival, so they're the time period before us. So when I show up in my CRF gear, I don't look right. So,
But you know, I mean, honestly, it's
no one really cares.
Right.
You know, they were very welcoming because I got in touch with the casting director and made me feel very welcome for put me on guest cast for the day, and it was super cool. But yeah, I walked in and went, one of these kids ain't like the rest.
right.
This is the point where I tell us that we got off track. So, what was your favorite thing for the first weekend?
Honestly, it was kind of weird because my favorite thing was stepping out of the gate the very first day and seeing so many people, not just like friendly faces, but people that were like, "Hey!" and like that instant like shot of like, "Oh God." I looked at Keith and I was like, people actually like us, dude. This is weird. Like,
I didn't get it.
we talk about that all the time. Like, it's like, it's cool to be recognized, but we're not celebrities. It's not like I gotta walk down the street and be like, yeah, this is who I am. Like, nobody gives a fuck who I am outside of this. I mean, half the time people don't even recognize me. Even Grant and Destiny were like, "Oh shit, we didn't recognize you."
They did that to me on freaking Monday morning. I went to go play Magic the Gathering with them, and then it took them like half a second to recognize who I was.
Yeah. But that was my favorite part, was seeing friendly faces once again, and then being recognized by people that they're kind of like, I've met them before, but and we took pictures and everything. I mean, but it was like, to be recognized like that. And I'm not just talking about like adults. I mean, there were kids that were like, "Hey, look, he's back." And I'm like, well, where else would I be?
So to answer this question, Kira, unfortunately,
the uncooked spaghetti does not count.
yeah, I got bought a spaghetti, and then I got 4 cans of SpaghettiOs. That was it this year. It was a pretty abysmal haul, really.
Womp womp.
Yeah, I mean, last year was much better.
So
Yeah.
next year, every weekend,
Yeah.
someone bring Keith a can of
So,
spaghetti. I
all you
want this
guys-
man to be a doomsday prepper with spaghetti.
2026, y'all got to step your game up, because
Oh, God.
shout out to my man Shark. He hooked it up last year.
Well, but however, I will say that it did take till the final weekend, but that's because of your doing.
But that was funny.
You got like 4 things of freaking SpaghettiOs.
That was by design. By design.
Yeah, okay, so the next weekend was Ale and Art, right?
Yes.
And that was also military appreciation. I'm going to
Military
start this one off.
Okay.
My favorite was putting together
I moved too much.
the salute to the veterans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will honestly say I had a good sob while on that stage.
I did as well. So we did the military appreciation ceremony, and I put this thing together, and it went better than what I had planned it in my mind.
It was
And
short though.
It was very emotional.
Yeah.
And it wasn't right up until Cora.
I was fine. I was fine.
I was doing good right up until
Cora's
she sang
voice is so
"America the
beautiful.
Beautiful,"
Oh god.
and I was like, "Dude, there
And
it goes."
I looked out and I saw all those people, like all the veterans. I could see them dabbing their eyes, and I look over at Keith, and Keith is doing this number, and I'm like, "Fuck." Here I go, and I was like, I honestly, but it was so poignant to share that moment with my brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
To look out into the crowd and see fellow veterans and to see them recognize like that right there, and it was cool, man. It was really well done the way that you put that together.
Yeah.
I think that if they ask us to do it again next year, it's going to be even more refined and it'll get even better because the one complaint that we got was
it was
short.
When I ran it through in my head, it took a lot longer, and then once we got out there, things just kind of went like this, and I was like, okay, that was a little bit short. Okay, but it was a learning experience. So if we get the opportunity next year, which I hopefully we do,
hopefully they ask us to come back.
I can add a few more things. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure we got fired like 10
at least
times
3
this year.
times.
I was gonna say
3?
you only ran across all parts of the festival, filming literally everything.
Oh yeah, no, I have blackmail for everyone. Curtis, what was Alien Art, man? What do you got?
I wish I could tell you.
All right, moving on, Kendra.
I was gonna say, like, my hot take is I think that Ale and Art and Wine and Revelry should be combined into one weekend. Like, that's my hot take on it. Because there's nothing in particular other than the military appreciation ceremony, which I didn't get to see because I was probably playing.
You would have been at the Pirates Pub.
Yeah. So,
and with that, Curtis just got disinvited next year.
Right. It was nice working
It was
with
good
you,
knowing you, buddy. Yeah. Thanks for
that's
playing.
it. That's my opinion. I do like the weekend.
A lot of people say, we've seen that comment quite a bit on the feeds. And I will tell you that, like, reality speaks. You touch my Wine and Revelry weekend, and we'll fight because that is what I call my reset weekend.
Valid.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I think it'd be cool to have a Viking weekend. That's me though. But I think
I don't disagree
That's
with that.
Dark Ages, man. We're Renaissance.
It's time.
Yeah, we
that's
have
time preference.
literally the first weekend was
pirate.
magical
But
fantasy.
we have pirates that walk around 200 years too
But
early.
they're on Pirate Weekend.
But they're there all. Okay, dude.
Wow.
They're
I've
there
opened-
every single weekend.
All right, dude. Explain.
I don't know
the
what you're
furries.
talking about. I don't ever see pirates.
I've
ever.
opened a can of worms. I think the thing I really love about Alien Art though is I do love the drawing contest that happens in the street.
Oh, dude.
I think that's such a fun little bit that they get to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, that's the thing, right? Is like it's hard to get rid of either of those weekends because the Grape Stomp on Wine and Revelry is really fun too, right?
Unless you have to hold the bag.
Unless you have to hold the bag. So, like, the events they do on those weekends, it's kind of hard to swap anything out and have it be like and especially to have both of those kind of bits happening throughout the day at the same time would be wild.
Right.
But I do love the art contest and I do love the Grape Stomp, and it is nice because it's a slower weekend, so you kind of all the adrenaline of first weekend kind of wears off, and then the Alien Art happens, and you're like, okay, I can kind of get settled into a routine. I can kind of get a feeling for how everything is.
Hold on, I gotta respond to this comment. Shadow says furry weekend. I got it even better, man. Viking furry weekend.
Furry Vikings. I like it.
I feel like
maybe
the
I could
furry
handle the
community
furries
that
better if they
comes
were
to the
Vikings.
festival would actually really enjoy that.
What, a Viking weekend or a furry weekend?
Furry Viking weekend.
Furry Viking, but like having like the furry weekend would probably be
Is
actually
that
kind
just
of
like
fun.
really hairy
Yeah.
Vikings?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I just feel like the whole like no mask policy, and then people getting like really angry at like people who come in and
Well,
fight
it wasn't a no
Yeah.
mask policy. It had to be a family friendly mask, and you had to remove your mask upon request and also upon entering the grounds.
Yeah.
Which, it's a safety thing. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, when we
to
really
at least
boil it down,
identify a person's face.
it's really a safety thing. You know, I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, it's stupid," but not my place, man. I mean,
No.
that's
Right.
I follow the rules that are set on a private venue.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
That's
You're just
the silly
employed.
thing too.
I
is
follow
people will
the
get
rules
so
of the guy
upset
who
about,
signs
like,
my
just
check.
That's right.
enforcing
So
rules. Yeah.
it's
Right.
like if he says we do things one way, then we do things one way. If,
Yeah.
You know, if you don't like it, and I'll be brutally honest, if you don't like it, you don't have to come. I mean, it's just that simple. You know.
That's correct. You're right.
It's
We need
tough
so many
because I mean,
statements
as
on
much
these.
as we want to include everybody, and you know, there are some fairly valid concerns that make sense, but you know, there are also some asinine things like you need to level the grounds, dude. It's a mountain.
Well, that's the thing is I'll get so many different like people telling me that they hate Colorado because it's not friendly for people with like mobility disability issues, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. It's a mountain. Like there's only so much they can do. Yes, they can like maybe help enforce having like easy access ramps into all of the booths, but a lot of the booth people that I talk to, they try to keep eyes out to at least help you into their booth, because sometimes like they're not the ones that are able to do anything about it because they're not the booth owners and such like that.
And
So it's like,
some of those
we
booths
try
are
as
not
much
big
as we
enough.
can. Exactly.
Yeah, some of
And-
them are really they're kind of small.
Well,
You know.
Well, and I mean, like last season I was on crutches for the whole thing because of my shattered ankle,
Yeah.
right? Like it's not easy to do it, and it's very exhausting to get around. But it's one of those things where it's like if you really want to go and you're really passionate about it, like you can make it, like you can make it work. Like that's not the fun
It
answer to
takes
get.
a lot.
You can.
It does take a lot.
And
Well,
just
and one of the
being
things
where first aid is at
Yeah.
all times.
Yeah.
100%. Like if you're someone with a disability and you want to come to the fair, like I strongly recommend like giving yourself the accommodations you need to do it. Like I swapped out the ends of my crutches for all-terrain crutches to make sure I was gripping the ground all the way. Something I saw that was really, really cool last weekend that I don't think I saw the other weekends were the people who had wheelchairs on top of these like tread like
I
tank
saw that
things.
person too.
I don't know how like well I
There
saw
was two of them.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
two
There
of
was
them, and
two
I
of
don't
them.
know how affordable that is. You know,
Those are okay. So
but like that's like a really good solution. To the
so
problem.
last year, my buddy, who was he was affected by long COVID, Marine, the VA gave him one of those things, and that dude was more of a celebrity than anybody else in the lanes because he was just, I mean, I was like, dude, you look like Johnny Five, man, and he was like, for those of you that are old enough, Short Circuit, what's up? What's up, Sarah? How's it going? Don't start that crap again, Shadow. I'll boot you. Kendra, what was your favorite of Ale and Art, other than the fact that you were on a stage?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like Ale and Art was kind of. I was like, well, that's kind of my weekend because I've got lines for opening gate show.
Yeah.
So I had lines for opening gate show, and then I'm pretty sure Art and Ale weekend was the first weekend that I also did my presentation at the closing gate
Oh
show.
yeah, the Bloody Mary.
Yep. The Blood Countess is
Yes.
That's cool.
That was the first time I presented that, and that was just improvising, kind of.
Terrifying.
Well, like it was something I had been doing a lot of research for, so I was prepared.
Right.
And you had a script.
I had
So
a,
that should make you feel comfortable.
I had an idea of a script, Keith. I actually didn't have.
Oh, kind of like us.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
rascaling it.
Yeah, I get it.
I was trying to make it work because like the other stories that eventually I want to tell, those have more scripty scripts. But the Elizabeth Bathory one, I wasn't that far. But that was the one that Micah was like, yeah, go ahead and do it. And I was like, yes, cool, yeah, I'll do that one. Like, no problem.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I'd done all the research and I just kind of winged it. So that was the first time I got to present that, which was
I
cool.
really like how you kind of did more props throughout the season.
Well, and that's what I was
made
gonna
it
say. Is that like? Sorry, I cut you off. That was rude of me.
better. Yeah, it was. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
totally.
Sorry. Well, I thought that
Security.
what you did had a lot of growth, and it was fun to watch that. Like,
Yeah.
I like that because I like you going up and doing that because it gives me a break to go get water in the gate show and like give my hands a break from playing and like everything like that. It's nice, and it was really cool to watch the progression of how it went. And so, yeah, like I think by the end of it, you had something that was like really.
It's getting there.
Let's talk about let's skip ahead and talk about Pirate Weekend Sunday. No, but it was nice.
Oh no, we're gonna get there, Curtis.
Oh, we're gonna get there. We are really gonna get there, buddy.
Don't worry.
I will. No, I won't.
You're gonna what?
I'm not gonna.
You're gonna do like you did for Pirate Week or for Sunday on Pirate
We're
Weekend.
gonna stay home again.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, it was fun to watch the progression of it and how it evolved and became something that was really really cool to see. And I liked how you ended up getting more cast members involved as well. Like it was good to see Jordan out there with you and.
And it's not done.
Yeah,
so that's kind of the
thing
about this kind of art form is you're constly adding and building and trying to make it more.
We talk about this. What's it?
And
then.
So you're
guys need a soundboard.
As things.
Hit the button.
As you kind of, the first time you present it, you figure out what works and you kind of improve on that. You watch what other people are doing and you borrow ideas from, the best ideas. And like, some of the ideas that I haven't even gotten to try out from are also ideas that I got from Shakespeare, right?
Oh, shoot.
So like,
are we going to have a beheading?
Yeah.
Sweet.
More like a musical ending.
Like a happy ending?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh.
It's musical.
So yeah, eventually, you pull from the people that are doing a good job, and it grows from there. But
us.
Definitely not us.
You need the audience, though. Like, it's really hard to workshop this stuff without an audience.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't know, and I can relate to that because like the first year of me being on Pirates Pub stage was really awkward because I was so used to playing in the lanes, and I was really good at that right from the get-go because if people aren't into you, they just walk right past you. Like, it doesn't really matter all that much. But when you're on the stage, people, like, you don't want people to walk away. You want them to stay in their seats.
Asses in seats, man. That's
yeah,
what we're
like,
looking for.
it's such a different dynamic, and so, like, I relate to a lot of what you're saying because my first year on the stage was, like, really awkward because I had no idea how to, like, actually keep my audience in their seats. Like, for those first couple weeks.
I will tell you that it is a terrifying thing when Curtis gets a hold of a microphone because he does not ever stop talking.
Yeah. I've been pretty good this time around, though. I feel like I'm okay.
Yeah, you're doing all right now.
Yeah, you're doing
After
fantastic.
you've been yelled at, like, how many times?
Wait, hold on. When was I yelled at with a microphone? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
No, I still don't remember.
Oh, my God. What about you, Amanda?
So, to be very honest, I don't remember much from second weekend. A lot
She was
of
drinking
that.
way too much ale.
Because I totally drink anything.
On the job, too.
Yeah.
Master Dave, what's up, bud?
But and part of it too is just like I was so sleep exhausted during that weekend because I had finished off my work shift at 1 a.m. in the morning, then had to get up early to make sure that I filled the water jugs for the musicians tent because I didn't do it ahead of time because I was dumb. And so, King Supers opens at 6 a.m., so I went and I filled those. And then I got down here, did the day, don't remember any of it, and then, for whatever reason, couldn't fall asleep that Saturday night. And so then that Sunday, people were checking on me the entire day because they were like, you look dead.
Done, yeah.
And I was like, I feel it, but I made a goal, and I was telling Keith about this before we started today, that I was not going to miss a day this season because I missed 3 days last season, and I hated that I did that. And so
when you're sick, you're sick, man.
Yeah.
I relate.
But I wasn't sick, and it was of my own doing and my own fault, and so I wasn't gonna go home. But because of that, I don't remember anything.
Nice. All right. Well,
But the cast were really kind. That's
all right. Let's move to Celtic Weekend.
Oh, I love how Keith just
Celtic
did the same
Weekend.
thing.
Oh no, we shared at the very beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, he was they both love military, of course, because it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
I wish I.
So, what do you got, man? Celtic Weekend.
The only good thing for me about Celtic Weekend was I got to wear a kilt, and so I stayed a little bit cooler that weekend. As you know,
That's it.
But yeah, Celtic Weekend was just kind of a.
No, because Celtic Weekend we did go watch the Sheehan Gennon.
That's true. We got some really good footage of that.
Yeah, that was fun because
That was one of our. Okay, so now that you mentioned that, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I forgot about that. That was actually one of our first.
Hey, Auntie.
That was one of our first live Facebook Live videos
That's right.
we did for the festival.
Yep,
So
we were up at the parapet.
I stayed backstage, and I kind of did a little backstage interview at the Crack Show right before they went out, and we did a live video during their whole last Chi and Gannon bit. And it got nuts there.
WWE style.
It was crazy, dude. I mean, I was
like, what the?
I was actually in the stands with the GoPro, and the GoPro overheated, so I switched to my phone, and I'm watching the feed as Keith is running around inside of there, and I'm like, I'm getting dizzy.
No, dude, I got some great shots, but yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
That was okay.
That was my favorite part of Celtic Weekend. Honestly, was just we went live from the parapet that morning, and then we did the live at the Sheehan Gannon.
Yep. Oh yeah, we did the live video at the parapet too.
Yeah, and that was cool because that was also when somebody said that you cultural appropriation of an English accent.
I need to hear the story.
So we did, yeah. What a douche. So we're doing a live video. We're doing a live video on the parapet, right? So we got 2 negative comments, okay, on my live video. One was this guy put in, "Oh, he's wearing glasses. How entertaining." Well,
if he doesn't, then he's running into shit.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I like to see. So yeah, I wear glasses. My bad.
Keith, how dare you have the ability not to see?
I know, right?
What the fuck?
And the second negative comment was, he's using an English accent that's cultural appropriation. Well, I don't even know how to respond to that one.
I got a good laugh at it, man. I was just dying.
I didn't see it till later, and I was like, "What the hell?" Like, okay, the whole live video, the whole time we were up on the parapet doing, that was the only 2 negative comments.
There was a lot of
neither
cool
one of
things,
them made any fucking sense. Like, I wear glasses. What do you want me to do?
Not wear glasses?
I guess not.
You should wear contacts, like she does.
I can't.
And she does.
I can't.
And everybody else.
No, well, I am not like
Or
everybody
just
else.
do what Judgy Dadface does and just go around the entire thing blind.
So
wait, what? He goes out like he doesn't wear contacts.
So okay, so now you say so. I remember who I was talking. Oh, Adam Bell.
Okay.
So we were having a conversation one afternoon, and he goes, "I have to ask you about the glasses." I'm like, "All right, what about the glasses?" He goes, well, "They're not."
Oh, I remember this.
He goes, "They're not really like period appropriate." I was like, "You are absolutely correct."
Yep.
And I said, "But so here's the thing. I started out wearing these glasses, and I've always had this same kind of style. Okay." So I thought, all right, I'm going to be period appropriate, and I went out and I got a set of round wire-framed glasses, and I put those on. And I had more people tell me that they were like, "No, dude, that's not you. Like, you have to wear the other glasses because we don't recognize you." So in all of our promo stuff, our logos, everything is me wearing these glasses, and so the outrage over me changing my glasses, I went, all right, cool. So I put them back on, and so
I mean, yes, but
yeah.
like,
Hey,
I agree. Yes, but what?
What? You got to give the fans what they want, I guess.
And they want to see Keith
I mean,
with them glasses on.
You know,
Yeah.
the other problem is that
But if you look at it, so I don't. If you remember Drew Carey always he had glasses just like these, and then when he changed his glasses, a lot of people didn't recognize him, and they were like, "Who's that guy?" And they're like, "Well, it's Drew Carey." No, it's not, because they were so used. It became his trademark. These kind of glasses.
Face blindness. People see the glasses and they don't look at the rest of the face.
Exactly. They're like, "Oh, that's Keith."
Yeah.
Yep, it's the glasses, because I'm the only one that has them. So
but
they're
I
like,
will say that the other problem with the wire rims were that they were digging in on him. And
Yeah,
That's
leaving
a
indents in your
reasonable
nose. That's
excuse.
nasty. Yeah,
it was pretty gross, dude. Like he took them off and was like, what the fuck is wrong with your face?
I love Kira. Kira, I love you to death.
Okay, but
I
skip
really
for
do
next
She
want
year.
said,
to do
skip,
that.
skip for next year, and I should take the glasses off and accidentally walk into the washing well winch as well.
I feel like that would be a really good promo.
That
is
would
all
be a
I'm
great bit.
saying.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm taking the glasses off.
So,
Ugh.
since we're talking about Celtic Weekend, there used to be a Starburst commercial.
Oh, you're talking about like the Korean Scottish, yeah.
The Scotch Korean.
The
So
Scotch-
I was talking with Forrest, the guy that works at the Celtic shop right there by the Mermaid Fountain, and he was like, I said, I will never wear a kilt, and he goes, well, why not? And I said, well, first off, it's cultural appropriation.
But for you, it would be.
Yeah, and then I said, beyond that, there used to be this commercial, and Forrest stopped dead in his tracks, and he goes, I have that tartan.
Yeah, he does.
I mean,
And I said, I'll tell you what, dude. One day I will come into the shop. If you will get approval, I will do it, and we will have some fun with that.
Oh, we're shooting a promo
And
for
he
that,
goes,
for sure.
He goes, hold on, and he takes off running, and he comes back like 5 minutes, and he goes, anytime you want. So for those of you out there, the whole, it's a Starburst commercial. It's when they were doing the tropical flavors and mixing combining the flavors together. And the thing that they said was like that the whole tagline was like, some things just make sense. And that's why he's a Korean Scotsman playing bagpipes. So I'm not Korean. Shit, I'm not even Chinese, but hey, fuck it, I'll own it.
Yeah, right
So
to rice.
next year, there's. So next year we're gonna shoot a promo of Chinese Scotsmen walking through the village.
I dig it.
oh my goodness.
Oh God.
Yes, well,
Yeah. What about you, Amanda? Celtic Weekend. Go.
I enjoyed just changing out of the fish bodice for that one weekend because like that like Celtic bodice that I was wearing
Mhm.
was like one of the first ones I ever wore at the festival that my
nice.
mommy gave me.
Oh.
And so it's always fun. Everything that I own that's really, really good that people compliment me on is all from my mommy.
Fair.
Yeah.
Your
take
mom
notes.
dresses you funny.
Mom, take,
Mom, take notes.
Curtis's mom, please buy him some clothes.
Yeah.
My mom is a wonderful human being, and she knows me very well.
That's cool, dude.
But it was good to wear that because the fish bodice that I was wearing this year, because it's a couple years old now, the boning has been coming out and stabbing me throughout the season. So it
Gross.
was really good to like not wear it, and it was nice to harken back to the first year of Kelpie where that was the
Nice.
bodice that I had. So
The progression.
so it was kind of fun, and then also a whole bunch of people making the stupid joke of the kilt goes on the bottom, not the top to me, and so that was super fun.
And Kendra.
Celtic Weekend, I had fun doing a bit that audience members did not get at all. And that's because they weren't meant to. I would go up to people and I'd be like, did you hear that the Irish princess is in town? And they would be like, and sometimes people would be like, yes or no, whatever. And I'd be like, I think I look just like her, don't you think? Which, for those of you who don't know,
That's so
It's the
funny.
name.
we have the same first name in real life. So,
That's pretty
It's
funny.
the stupid laugh coming out of him.
I like it.
so
That's good.
yeah, basically I was going up to people being like, yeah, and all day Chad was like, I don't think you look anything alike.
That's so
The
funny.
fact,
Oh my
the
God.
fact
We
that
just-
Chad didn't pick up on the joke is even funnier.
Well, no, I mean, it was part of the bit, because we would go up to people and be like, settle this debate for us, and
Oh
like,
my
and so he
goodness.
would take the position of, you don't look anything like her, and I'd be
Nice.
like, I think we look exactly alike, I think that I could be royalty even, and so so no audience members quite got the joke, because they weren't intended to, it was more to just be like a weird thing.
Yeah.
But every time I did it with a cast member, Man, it was funny. I remember I did that bit with Lady Al and Lady Danbury. And when I said, like, oh, I look just like Princess Erin, don't you think? They said, and then they walked away.
That sounds about right.
Curtis.
That's super fun.
Favorite thing about Celtic Weekend? I think for me, I just really like getting to play more of the Scottish, Celtic, Irish pub music that we do there. Because, like, when you're out in the lanes, you kind of have to, you know, you have a couple songs. Once you've done it for a couple of years, you kind of know which songs are, like, the ones that people really like and that you really like playing. And then there are other weekends where it's like, what am I trying to say? Essentially, I really enjoy getting to play more of the Irish pub music because I just, like, that music is just so lively and full of mirth, and I just really enjoy it. And there are a couple Celtic songs, like the Scotsman, which I don't normally get to play every weekend. Like, I could if I wanted to, like, nothing's stopping me, but it's a really good weekend to do it because every dude is wearing a kilt, and so they get a real hoot out of the joke of that song. I also really enjoyed.
You ask them where their trousers are.
Yeah.
That is
Donald
also
Marshall
a fun
That's
song.
another one. Yeah. Another thing I really liked is that we had some session players come in, and it was really cool to meet some other musicians who. And then we had even one of the musicians who I can't remember her name, but the violinist.
Catherine?
She even what?
Catherine?
Catherine? I think so. Chris, I know you're watching.
Katie.
Katie.
Not
I
to be
would know.
confused with his wife, Katie.
Okay.
But anyway, she.
I was very confused.
Just seeing the other Irish. Seeing the other Irish session players come in and watching Chris put this together and have them do a set was really, really cool. Like, I was really glad to see some of that come to our festival. Cool. And we got to interact with musicians we didn't normally get to interact with. So.
And speaking of things that kind of just get thrown together and come to fruition, every year that Celtic Weekend rolls around, I torment the Irish princess.
Yep.
It all harkens back to it's her fault. She knows it. To the year that I was invited to audition, and so ever since then, every time I get a chance, I mess with her in some way. The first year it was I grabbed like 5 guys and we went and ambushed her at the Thrones to sing "Red as the Rose." Keith was all about it. The next year, so last year, we we incorporated a Scotsman to sing to sing a song, but he didn't want to sing it because he's a metalhead, and I don't think he was ready for that level of song.
No.
So he said the words as if they were a poem, and then Keith and I joined in on
that chorus.
Yeah,
baby.
we kicked in on that chorus, and she kind of lost it. By the way, guys, I am the reason why she wears waterproof makeup, because that first year she was
you made her
bawling.
cry on the first weekend.
And consequently, everybody thought she got fired that year too. My bad. But she was going away for family vacation, and I wanted to send her off in good spirit. This year, I managed to wrangle 2 violinists, a flutist, a choir.
That would be fluteneer.
Fluteneer, that's right. And that's the official term.
Yeah,
you didn't know that?
We created a new term.
Flautist.
No.
Fluteneer.
No. Flautist is somebody that flouts their things.
Yeah, a fluteneer is a person that plays the
Yeah.
flute.
That word is synonymous with exhibitionist.
Yeah.
I broke her brain. Look at her. Just like you guys are idiots.
You apparently aren't acquainted with Rascals.
Yeah.
Amanda, just think
Okay,
about
but you were getting a choir.
Anyway, and then I got the choir, and it was great because first off, there was 0 practice to this. I'm like, everybody knows this fucking song. We're good.
Yeah.
And I managed to smuggle some flowers because
I have a giant basket.
yes, and it would have looked weird if I had a camera in my hand and flowers. She would have known something was up. So I was standing on the side, and she had no idea I was standing there because I took the hat off. It's like Clark Kent in the glasses, like I take the hat off, nobody fucking sees me. Mm-hmm. So I handed the camera off to Truck Stop, and I was like, "Yo, dude, keep this on her." And so you could hear it, and I walked up, and she looks at me, and she goes, "What are you up to?" And I said, "Oh, nothing, just enjoying the day." And she goes, "What?" I'm like, "It's a very beautiful day." It's like music is filling the air. And she looks at me and she goes, what? And I just did this number, and she heard it. The tiny violinist and Onyx Rain were in the back playing violin, and there was a very low flute right underneath that. And she just looked at me and she goes, you son of a bitch. And she was wiping her eyes the entire time, and I was like, hey, this is just how I show my love for you. This is, you brought me into this world. And JDF is sitting there on the thrones, and he goes, and he looks at her and goes, see? Don't you regret every single moment of it? We should have invited him.
I keep trying to tell him.
But that is my favorite moment from Celtic Weekend. That was it was beautiful.
Okay.
Anybody here have anything to say about Children's?
It was full of children.
Yeah.
I always love Children's Weekend.
Yeah,
I do well with children. And
Yeah.
Like a lot of the musicians will say,
But you
like,
change
they're-
your songs up too,
That's
though.
true. Well, I'll change my songs up, and the most common thing I will sing for Children's
I
Weekend
do.
is "Let It Go."
I do want to.
Yeah.
And all the time. But the thing is like a lot of the musicians don't like Children's Weekend because
Wow.
they don't tend to get a whole lot of
Wow.
money.
Well, because kids can't tip.
Well, they can. They're just
But
stingy.
parents
They want
love
to spend it
when
all on them.
someone who only typically sings lullabies can get their kids to calm down on
This
Children's
is true.
Weekend.
You know how I
I
get kids
made
to calm down?
many a baby calm
Whiskey.
down this
No.
season, actually.
You stop that crying, girl. I'll give you something to cry about.
Oh my god. Yeah, see, that's stuff I want to get. When I decide I'm done, that's what I'll do. When I want to retire and leave, I'll leave with a bang. I will threaten a child, hands down.
Well, and the one thing that Children's Weekend kind of reiterated to me was, I've attended a lot of festivals only ever as an adult, right? I started attending Renaissance festivals at 18. So that means that my experience was always very baudy. Always.
Yeah.
And we are very much a kids.
And exactly, and Colorado Renaissance Festival is super kids friendly compared to other festivals, and it was really nice to experience that and see it so kid focused and have it be such a focal point, because the culture, the art form will continue when the next generation finds it important.
Yes.
Right? So Children's Weekend is about continuing this into the future.
Hey, look, I've contributed, all right? I bring a tiny violinist with me.
Yes, Rob. But, it's also
Yes,
the
Rob.
audience.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Yes.
You're right. I
Try,
really
try,
don't
try leaving
try
her
to
at
keep
home.
her away, right?
Yeah, good luck with that, dude.
Well,
I would say no,
yeah,
and then
I
she'd
agree.
be like, fine, I'll get Melissa to drive me.
Yeah.
well, and,
Someone in the Springs will pick her up.
Right?
well, and to Kendra's point as well, I was one of those little kids way back when. I remember going for the very first time when I was really, really small in a crappy little plastic night costume. And so ever since then, and then I kind of stopped going, but then I went when I got into high school, and ever since then I was just enamored with the whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. And so for me, when I'm thinking about why I do what I do, the money and the tips is nice, and it's not a profitable weekend usually, but that's not the reason I do it. I do it because in a lot of those kids, I remember being that age and being enamored by it.
Well, I mean, you kind of connect with the kids, when you do your songs, too, because you change your songs up as well.
Right. Well, absolutely. And I'll never forget, last season, closing weekend, it was the very last set I had to play, and it was starting to rain, and normally I would have to go hide in the shelter, and, because of my instrument, it would get wet and break. But since it was the first time I was able to walk again, I had a group of kids who were, hiding off over there, and I was like, screw it, I'm going to play in the rain. And I did, and I got all those kids to come out and dance and play in the dirt and the mud, and I'll never forget that. And I really hope that they never forget that too, because I think moments like that are so powerful and so core to someone's development, and it does inspire the next generation of performer to come up and keep the art form going.
Right.
So while it is not profitable and it doesn't necessarily give me the opportunities to do the kind of performance I really enjoy, it does speak to the inner why of why I do it.
It also
you know what I mean?
makes the next generation of audience too. It's not just the performer; it's the next generation of people who will pay
Yeah.
to see you
Yeah.
do that weird thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we get to Rascal Weekend.
Yes, fifth weekend was definitely Rascals Weekend.
What? Tell me I'm wrong. Eh? I don't like you anymore.
She's fired. She's fired.
It was Maeve weekend, though. I will say. That was
So
super fun.
okay, I got a couple of things that I really liked about Pirate Weekend.
Yeah.
But not all of them are about me. Like
Mm-hmm.
number one, Jordan got to wear pants.
Yeah.
That was the
Yes.
number one thing
Go
for me because I
pants.
mean, like as Auntie said, Rob does like making people cry happy tears. It's because it's a shared moment, you know. I mean, that's what I really look for. I don't try to tell jokes all the time because you know then I end up like telling stupid skeletons and organ jokes.
Hey.
What?
Hey.
What you yourself just said it was a stupid joke.
Yeah, it's a bad joke.
But reality of like I would rather share a moment with someone, whether it's a tear, a hug, or a dance, or a laugh. To me, that's more important than you know. I'm being funny. I'm being funny. Like I walk next to this dude. The two of us walking down the lanes alone is a big fucking joke. When you look at the size comparison of the two of us, you know, I mean, it's but being able to see some just joy in her face when she was able to come out and like she was strutting her stuff and she was in her element. And I was like, dude, that right there, that's one of my favorite moments. Along with, you know, us kind of taking over the gate show, that was fun. Changing.
We kind of took over most of the day.
We did.
You sure
We got
did.
yelled at for clogging up a lane.
For
Hoist the
yeah.
Colors.
Hoist the Colors, yeah.
Because was it Saturday that we really just like forced everyone into like that? Face
Oh
paint?
God! I
Yeah,
swear to
pretty much.
God, I should have warned those people. I felt so bad afterwards
Yeah.
because I backed Morrow and Matt up against that, and they were
You
like
did.
leaning
They
into
were
the
falling
booth.
into that booth.
And that woman turned around and the look of terror on her eyes. I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, we need to move. So I backed off.
No, I thought it was fantastic.
It
But
was a
as
good
I
choice
backed
for
off,
Sunday
everybody
to
else
change
moved
that.
forward.
It went exactly the way we had planned it. So
It was good. It was marvelous
Yeah.
to see that once again. Thanks to the Crimson Mark
Yeah.
for coming out and
You guys
playing.
rock.
That was amazing. Commodore for you know coming out there and standing. The Pirate Queen Clover for coming out there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, dude, everything just clicked. And then you know, my hats off to our crew of the Gin Mon right there,
That's
right
us, over there.
there. For
Together we ride.
showing out during the gate show, the closing gate show. I mean.
yeah,
It was so cool, and getting some of those comments. Like Ingrid was up on the top, and she was like, "Rob, it was like seeing the waves come in." I'm like, "Yeah, that's exactly what I was going for." Was I wanted to replicate with the cast coming out to dance and interact like the ebb and ebb and weave of the ebb and flow of the tides coming in on the beach, and it was just so beautiful to me to see that happen without practicing it, without rehearsing any of it. We got to do Tortuga, like at CRF.
like a mini.
Yeah, a
Mini
mini Tortuga at
Tortuga.
CRF. That was the coolest shit in the world. You know, the best of both worlds that we as a crew have crafted to be out there and see that. It was beautiful to me. Another moment where I damn near started crying because I was so proud of everybody. What about you?
Yeah, I mean,
covered
pretty
it.
much the same.
I think I
yeah,
covered it.
I
man.
mean, you know, from really the opening gate show where we got to do our little, you know, thing on the stage.
Oh yeah, we were on, almost
And,
blast right past that. We were on the stage.
I mean, that was super cool. You know, we got a good kind of
Shuffle.
ovation when we got up there, so that was always good. But yeah, I mean, the pirate arrest went fantastic. You know, it drew a huge crowd.
Got real
was
quick.
cool.
Let me share about the pirate arrest. The last year was the first time that we did the Great Pirate Arrest.
Yeah,
And our good friend Adam Bell, he does this arrest every day at 4:00 up by the stocks, and he's always been kind of like an inspiration to me. Like when I first showed up on cast, he was one of those guys that was larger than life for me.
Oh yeah.
Because I've seen him perform for like my first year coming was 2005, and I saw him in the Merry Men traveling, and you know you done right when the man who does the arrest daily looks at you and goes, "You stole my bit." And I said, "That's exactly what I did." It was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he goes, "First off, you stole my bit, and I couldn't be more proud of you."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Respect, dude. That was cool." Like, okay, go ahead. Sorry, I had to share that.
Yeah, no. But yeah, the pirate arrest was super cool, and then the end when we got everybody together at the closing gate show to kind of really just show out and have a good time, and people were dancing, and we had a huge crowd of people that stuck around and watched us, and then did the hoist of colors there at the end, and everybody joined in, and
once again stalking towards the gates.
Yeah. It was just really, for me, it was a full day of just, powerful,
us in our element
that we had. Yeah. And so that weekend, it's always our weekend, to kind of go crazy with stuff. So.
Yeah. What about you guys?
What I will say is, like, I did really enjoy the Tortuga end on both Saturday and Sunday, like the energy that we brought. Mm-hmm. What I will say is my favorite part of that is that it kind of helped influence later gate shows. Yeah. But then also it helped us learn a couple of things of what not to do too.
Yeah.
Because yes, you really liked the like ebb and flow, but then if from like the outside perspective, it looked a little bit too chaotic.
Yep.
But then it was something that like I know our town crier, like he brought that out for like the very last chorus of Patty Murphy, and that would always look really nice because it brought people out to like dance for a spalmet and then brought everyone back to something. So like what I'll say is like the energy influenced further proceeding things, which was really cool. And then it also was like I tell literally everyone that if someone was to quit doing performances at the festival, that I would murder him and then bring him back with necromancy to do my bidding.
Speaking of quitting.
So that
I didn't quit.
So that Sunday, I should have gone to your house and just brought you. But
we
I understand taking care of yourself, but like
we ruined Curtis on Saturday.
Yeah,
to the point where
he lost his voice.
I couldn't perform on Sunday.
Which and I understand that, but my question to Curtis when I saw him the following weekend was, what does your voice have to do with you playing guitar? Nothing. You could have still showed up.
We're still waiting for an answer.
Yeah, all I got was
in the hot seat on the podcast, I guess. Well, I guess this is a good time for me to talk about what I liked about Pirate.
Okay, at this point, we don't care.
I think you'll like this one.
I like being in the carriage with you, though.
Yeah, that was awesome. I love being in the carriage.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah,
you got one day.
That was the first. That was the first time in 7 years that I had been in that carriage.
Yeah, like as soon as David came by, it's like, we need some pirates for the carriage. I was like, I'm going, like right now, put me in. And it was fun to sing sea shanties. I think Christy and everyone that was in the carriage really enjoyed us playing sea shanties.
Well, she really enjoys when there's music in the carriage because then she doesn't have to speak.
Yeah,
that's what she's told me.
Well,
that's a fair thing. I mean, but also you have to look at and appreciate the fact that it's a mobile platform, like it's a mobile stage.
Yeah.
That as you guys are going and singing, that's not something that everybody sees every day.
Yeah.
Is a pirate shanty being sang by the queen of the court. Mm-hmm. It's cool. I mean, Keith and I, we are at the front of the parade every single time. We help clear the lanes because we're good at it. With the help of Salzano and the headsman
Bob.
It's real cool. But when we saw you guys rolling past, and there you all are just singing and having a good time, I was like, dude, that's cool.
Yeah, it was fun. But that wasn't my favorite part. My favorite part was the fact that, like, I did I was rough with myself on Saturday. I was not 100% when I started the day, but I was like, it's Pirate Weekend. Everyone's expecting me to like really go all out. Like there's this expectation, like people are counting on you. You gotta go and give them everything you got. And I did, and I lost my voice because of it. So it was a really valuable learning experience of like, okay, like when you're not feeling well, you got
90%.
Yeah, like you gotta take care of yourself.
Yep.
But the thing that I also was really happy to hear was that despite me not being there, it sounded like Sunday went well. And I was really happy to hear that in general, for the most part, Sunday went okay. Like it wasn't, because the only other time I've ever missed a festival day was a couple years ago, the first year I started leading the band for Gate Show. And everyone told me, if you ever miss a day again, we'll murder you. That was the most train wrecky Gate Show we've ever had. And so that, like, again, it added to the pressure of like, oh man, I really can't miss a day.
Yeah, but then again, here we are a couple of years later on the most important weekend. And he decides,
wait.
He decides to stay home
on a weekend that is thematically part of his character.
Yes, and that's the one he decides to stay home on.
Well, but that's what I'm saying is like I was just really proud of everyone able to keep the show going.
Nice deflection. We're still not gonna let
deflection.
that go.
I was proud. Well, and I mean, like that's. I think it's a testament to a lot of the musicians, like people like Donnie, who I'm sure stepped up and like helped lead the things. Amanda,
strong musicians.
Right, and like as one of the people who is like obvious, like Mark's the director and he has the say in those things, but as a person who leads a lot of the music in the morning and at the Gate Show, it's really cool to see everybody's growth, especially some of the people you've known for the last couple of years who were very green, you know.
I will say that is one of the greatest things about Colorado Renaissance Festival is how connected and willing that the entire cast, I don't care if you're court, street, or musicians, everybody steps up to help each other.
Yeah.
That is one of the greatest things about our show, is everyone is there. I mean, like, from the newest person to the oldest person on cast. You know, everybody is welcoming, and they're always willing to step up and help each other out. If you start faltering, you know, there's people, and this is again, it kind of, I say this, and some people kind of groan when I say it, but it's kind of what Keith and I have coined for that flag right there. Together we rise. We make a better show together. We increase the popularity of our festival by joining together and making things happen. You know, this is a testament to not just how willing people are, but the training that you guys put into those musicians during rehearsals.
Right, exactly. And I couldn't have been more. I kept saying it, like, at the end, every morning we would get together and Mike.
Thank you, Ken.
Yeah, every morning we'd get together after morning meeting, and Micah would go over his thing. He'd turn to me and be like, "You got anything to say?" And I would just, and like those last couple weekends, like, "No, you guys just kick ass. Like, you all are just. This is just like such a strong ensemble musically. The musicians were fantastic. Like, I was really happy. I was nervous about not being there, and I was really heartbroken that I couldn't be there. And I ended up staying home just because, even though my hands worked.
Clearly.
Even though my hands worked fine, I knew I couldn't be. It didn't feel right being there and not being able to sing. And I was happy I was happy I stayed home because I ended up not being able to talk for a couple days after that as well. It was bad, but
yeah, no, I blew my voice out that weekend.
Yeah, it was rough, and so but I was really proud of all the groups.
But Kendra,
Kendra,
the newest of us here. What was your take on Pirate Weekend?
Well,
the biggest weekend.
Yeah,
right.
Record.
The best week.
Yeah,
the best
that was
weekend.
the record-breaking weekend.
How was Rascal Weekend for you?
Well, so I think I was one of the only Lane cast that did not have a pirate alter ego. So, like, I was the innkeeper, and I was still the innkeeper.
Okay.
Which I was happy.
Next year, I want you. We're gonna like get some furniture to like tote around, like we've ransacked the inn.
So yeah, well, and you know that was the weekend that I held up Nick because I had my clown gun I was carrying around with me as a way of protection because. I was actually genuinely a little bit nervous because I didn't know how inebriated the audience would be. And I was concerned that people would get...
Handsy?
Taken away. Yeah, I was afraid that people would get a little too much. But it was fine. I worried for no reason. It was fine.
Yeah.
So it was, that was a fun weekend, you know.
Dude, they did not stop coming.
It was like a constant parapet. They just kept coming.
Well, and it just every Saturday after that was the same thing.
Yeah.
It
did
just
feel that,
never
yeah.
like
Every Saturday was like just a constant flow.
And that was like honestly really reassuring because those like Children's Weekend and like Celtic, like some of the weekends before, like there were parts of the festival that were dead, like no.
Well, it was
there.
hot.
Well, I
Right.
mean, also
Yeah.
second weekend there was, the body, and they
Yeah.
couldn't let people on.
Oh,
off of
yeah, I
I-25,
forgot about that.
I forgot
so
about
it was
that.
super,
That's not a
super
highlight,
dead.
kids.
Yeah, that's
it's
not a highlight of the season.
But that's
No.
part of the reason why. It
Which
was
they did
so
find
good
that guy, by the way.
weekend,
They found
so.
the
Yeah.
killer.
Well, but it was like really reassuring because the first half of the season, like, man, is this like, are people just not interested in coming to fair anymore? And then Pirate Weekend comes, and every single Saturday is the same. I'm like, okay, no, we're so back. Like, it was really nice.
So then that leads us to Wine and Revelry,
Wine and revelry.
which
So
that's Rascal Reset weekend.
So that weekend for me, I am going to rename that Jet Lag Weekend because I was so tired after Pirate Weekend and working all week. Like I was zapped.
That was
it was just like
that was
okay,
the one weekend.
I'm
where
here
I almost went
physically,
down.
mentally. I'm at home sleeping.
Yeah. That was the one weekend I almost went down. Like that Sunday, I was feeling so run down because for those of you that don't know this, I work a regular 9 to 5 job Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday I'm at the festival, and I don't slow down at either job. I'm constantly I cover about 6.5 miles every day at my normal day job. And then we do the festival where I cover about 10 to 12 miles a day.
At least.
I got some really rock hard calves right now, kids. And I'm happy. I lost 1.5 inches off my waist. But I gained 5 pounds.
It's all muscle.
That's
All muscle.
That's how that works.
Yeah, that's what it is.
yeah, sure. That's what we'll call it.
Sure. Okay.
But, Wine and Revelry was kind of cool, though, because I got to see some things that I hadn't seen before. I was invited to go and record the Reelin' Rogues, which was a really good show.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool, another dude, but I had never seen their show because, dude, that's all the way up at the Wenches stage.
That is the unfortunate part. of
It's
that
a
stage.
horrible walk up that hill.
Yeah.
But I did it 4 times this year without Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was with the Tiny One and Shurston.
I watched you go.
Yeah, and then I went up there with Roxy and Cindy.
I watched you go.
Yeah, it was good. You guys have any fun was that weekend?
Yeah, it was supposed to be on Pirate Weekend on the day I ended up calling out, so we had to reschedule, and I pushed everything back to the Sunday. But I was really so stoked to be able to bring up Jesslyn, to be able to bring up Amanda, and to be able to bring up Chris to play on the stage with me. It was supposed to happen Pirate Weekend, and you were busy Pirate Weekend, so I couldn't have had you play anyway, and I didn't want to change the plan anyhow.
I still wasn't invited to either one.
Sad days.
Tell you what, I've got things in the work. You'll be first up on the list.
All right.
Now, anyway, it was
The
awesome
least
to
you
see.
I wasn't invited. I was just, hey, can you record this for us?
Yeah.
Bucks.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't say
get the
that.
Asian guy behind the camera.
Uh-huh.
Racist.
I didn't say no. That was the final weekend that you went and recorded. We had Chris record the one on the Pirates Pub stage, but I was just so stoked to have everyone be out there. It was really, really cool to see how the band worked. People really responded well.
Hey,
to
Grant,
it.
what's up?
People really responded well to us, which I thought was fun, and I'm really looking forward to the future of the band and like where we get to play and what festivals we get to go and perform at. And yeah, like it was really cool to share that moment with all those people.
Mm-hmm.
That was my Wine and Revelry.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I'll be the hype man for the Grog Blossoms. You guys let me do the introduction, and it'll bang every single time, dude.
Sounds good.
Our MC, our Master of Ceremonies.
Sure. Major Clown. Yeah, there's all kinds of things
One of
MC
those
could stand
things.
for. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Kendra?
I mean, that weekend is kind of a blur. I think I did closing gate presentation that
You
weekend.
did. I recorded that one.
That was the first weekend with the props, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
So I had props that weekend.
Kendra comes up to me and goes, "Hey, do you have any more of that paper left?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I do."
Yeah. Yep. So I got to make some props using that, and that really added. And then I helped with the grape stomp. I held the bags.
That sucks, doesn't it?
I mean, I'm fit.
So,
Well, you have to be doing the grape stomp.
My first year, I got stuck doing the grape stomp because Nick had family in town, and so they asked me to sit in for him. I'm like, yeah, sure. And somebody, like, I was worried over nothing, and they were like, yeah, you're gonna get this stuff on you. It's sticky. It's blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay. What they didn't tell me about is they have a tendency of just like clawing your shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it was always women that were on the teams.
Yeah,
for
no,
us.
I wasn't that fortunate.
And I was always also like, you can lean on me because it was a guy or me. And so I was like, I know that if I was a woman, I would feel more comfortable leaning on the lady. So the girls were always it was fine.
I
didn't have a horrible experience is what I'm trying to say.
My first year, they also, because they didn't tell me that, oh yeah, you got to carry these grapes after they're stomped backstage. What they didn't tell me is how far away backstage was.
Yeah.
And
Fell
so
into that trap, didn't you?
I carried the first bag, and everyone's like, yeah, we just do it one at a time because these bags are heavy. And I'm like, this is miserable. Why am I doing this one at a time? So I hucked one on my shoulder, and then I'm having a little bit of an issue, and I had this patron, wonderful dude, he was like, you want me to carry that for you? I'm like, no, do me a favor, just seat it on my shoulder and I'll be all right. And so he seats it on my shoulder, and I take off, and Finnegan, the wizard, is coming back up, and he goes, oh, look at you showing off, getting two bags at one time. I didn't realize, like, I was in a mood, and I said, well, you know, get good, scrub.
Well, I mean,
That was like your new saying this year. Too.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what?
no, my first year, I'm like, get good, scrub. Like, let's go, man. Like, let's go. And so we cut that in half, and he was like, you don't look at me. You're actually kind of in shape. And I'm like, thanks.
2 isn't that much. I
That's
mean, Elizabeth
like if I
carried
could've
2
come
back. I carried 2 back.
Yeah, no, I don't. Maybe
I
mine
think
was.
Sadie carried 2 back.
I believe that.
Like,
So we
Sadie's
just
a
make fun
beast.
of
Sadie
So-
is a beat.
Yeah.
She does
I
all
love
those squats
Sadie.
for the combat. Also, not to backtrack, but the fight scene at Gates Show.
Oh my
that's
God!
I
right.
was really
Yes.
like, shout out to Ian and Sadie.
Yeah.
They worked
Now,
so
We
hard.
need to bring them out for
I
more
will.
things.
I will say,
Sorry,
we are
that's
working to try to get that done with steel. We're working on that. That's a possibility for next year. We'll see. I'll knock on wood for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Anything other than that? For
Amanda, what about you?
Gravestone?
Any wine and revelry memories?
Well, waffly memories. So I'll take this opportunity to mention something that I really have enjoyed throughout all of the weekends. How about that? Because with Kelpie, she had a counterpart this year.
Oh yeah,
And so
the return of the man.
Yeah, we had the fishmonger, and then we had the fishmonger. Captain Jack Mackerel, who is distant cousins to Kelpie Haddock. And during parade was one of every single weekend except for Pirates Weekend, because he was not that same Captain Jack during that weekend. We had a blast.
You guys always came around that corner smiling
Yeah.
and having a good time.
Well,
I was so jealous of it because there I am standing looking mean,
oh
like
my
trying to
gosh.
stop people from crossing the parade.
Well, people wouldn't tend to cross in front of us because we were just extremely loud the
Yes.
entire time, and it was stupid jokes about dysentery and and not eating his fish because they were relatively fresh. Relative is up to
Relative.
you.
Relatively
And
fresh.
he would start shouting things, and I'd be behind him being like this, and people in the parade
The aged
would
cod.
keep watching him, and then they would see me trailing behind as as I was going like this, and they'd start laughing uncontrollably. And that was super fun. And we didn't even just do that during parade. We did it throughout, like, mornings, too, right after cannon and, like, other things like that. And so we had a lot of fun doing that. And, like, first weekend when it rained, when we were messing around in the puddles.
Oh, that's so fun, yeah.
That's a bit that I've been doing for years, and to have him join in on that was super fun. So even though that's technically not specifically for Wine and Revelry
No, it's
weekend,
good.
that was super
We'll
fun
allow
to
it.
do.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and on the same note, he would always come up and sing songs with me throughout the whole season. He even threw a couple of me that I didn't know, and I had
That
to,
man
figure
has
out
an
on the fly.
encyclopedic knowledge of shanties.
He
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
He's really well, and it was always lovely to sing with him and play music in the street. Like he was always one of the people who came up and would perform.
I
With
do
me.
curse him for getting that one song stuck in my damn head.
Yeah.
Caledonia.
Caledonia.
Oh.
You got. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
On the car ride home.
You're gonna get stuck with that one because that one is really it's good.
It's really good.
So that brings us to Love and No Pants.
Love and No Pants.
Love and no
And
pants.
Masquerade.
Yay.
Yeah.
It was a weekend.
No, it was not just a weekend. First off,
For me.
First off, this dude goes off the script and turns around and makes me look like an idiot in front of a bunch of people. Thanks.
Yes, I did.
There's video footage of that.
Yes, there is.
But I will say, Saturday for me was pretty cool. I got to learn how to dance a little bit more. Thank you, Shurston, our very old Goldie Nun. She helped me out with that because I needed to prepare for Sunday, which Sunday was a day of wooing my lady wife. And she was extremely happy. It started off with dress that on Saturday her daughter picked out, the tiny violinist. And she was like, Mama looked good in that one. And I was like, okay, we're getting that one. And so she showed up and was like, you're getting a dress. And she goes, cool, I get to go dress shopping. I'm like, nope, that's not what I said. She goes, what? I'm like, I said you're getting a dress and your daughter has picked it out already. We just need to get you in front of the lady that's going to help you out with that. And then we took her up to the Queen's Fancy. She got to see our friend Destiny, who helped her out. And then I surprised her by securing a spot during the renewal of vows, which was really cool. She cried, Aislinn cried, I almost cried, and it was wonderful. There's video footage of that. Thank you to Roxy and Aislinn for taking care of that. The tiny violinist was clutch at doing things, although because she was crying, you could see in Roxy's video where the camera goes like this, because she couldn't help it. And then I was regaled with this jackass calling me out for not dancing with my wife for 14 years. And I got a lot of booze. That was great.
He did. It was awesome.
That was awesome.
It went exactly as I planned
Yep,
it.
that's it. And then they sang our song together, which was cool. It was very wonderful.
So Rob had said, hey, I want to do this. And I said, okay, I got you, boo.
That's all I got out of that.
Yeah, well, I wasn't
was
going to
nothing
tell
else.
you what I was going to do. And so he and his wife get up on, we get him up on the improv stage.
Off Broadway.
Off Broadway. And so I got up there and
Called me out.
as I do, and I said, my lords, my ladies, it has come to my attention that in the last 14 years, this man has not properly wooed this woman, and this will not stand.
And boo!
Boo!
And then there was some like ooze in there, like I had done something wrong.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So it was, and it was justifiably so. I took it in strides,
And so we arranged with the choir to sing the Richard Marx song "Right Here Waiting" because that was their song. So we sang that song for them while they danced on the stage.
And Onyx Rain played that on violin.
Yes.
As well. And so we waltzed a little bit, which was wonderful. She had a great time. And then she was like, all right, you're good for another 5 years. I said, 5? Sweetheart, I'm swinging for the fences. We're dancing again at closing gate. They're going to be doing Edelweiss. We're going to waltz again. And so we danced again, and she had a great time. And then I realized something, kids. I looked into, and I asked a couple of people. I asked around because she likes to dance. I sing, she dances. And she was like, it would be nice if we could do this. And I said, okay, well, I'll find a place where we can do this every week. I found a place.
Ooh.
I found a place. They didn't do it this weekend, which is good because I'm here with you guys. But the Loft Music Venue in Old Colorado City, they do swing dance.
That way it's not too far from you too.
That, but they do swing dance. It starts at like 7:15, I think, and it's like they do a 45-minute beginner dance lesson, and then they bring out the band, and then everybody dances together. So that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna find little things like that, just a little date night for us to go out and do things because it's important. I mean, I learned a very valuable lesson that she wants me to make her feel special. So once a week I will make her feel special by doing something that she loves doing.
That's wonderful.
So it's cool, like just something that
chivalry is not dead.
It tugs at the heartstrings.
It does, but that's the takeaway that I had. What about you guys? Romance and Masquerade weekend, Love and No Pants.
Why don't you go first, Kendra?
Yeah.
I feel like we've been talking a lot.
I mean, I was wooed. I judged a wooing contest.
Who wooed you?
A child.
Oh,
Nice.
Was this during the wooing contest?
Yes.
Okay. What was the line? Do you remember?
Well, okay. So here's the thing, right? So, it was an unfair. It was an unfair situation, because it was the people who had the champions.
Yes.
It was Lady Al.
Okay.
It was Lady Danbury, and then it was my walking partner, Azir. Now, Lady Al had a child. Lady Danbury picked some guy who thought he was very smooth. And then Azir...
He was smooth. Wow.
Apparently he wasn't.
Reed, he was not.
Azir went up to... he was like, are you charming? Can you charm somebody? And he's like, she's pregnant. And he's like, all right, come with me. So,
Good.
the child went last. So the guy who thought he was smooth, he went first. He said I was beautiful, blah, 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 blah. Boring. The second guy, he said, which this was Azir's guy. So this was the unfair advantage because this is the guy I've been walking with every weekend that's coaching him. And so the guy goes, what's your last name? And I go, Inman. And he goes, is that your favorite activity?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because that was the joke of your entire character. He got it.
And so I laughed and I said yes. And he said, well, what do I have to do to make that happen? And I said, I don't think you can afford it. And he said, "Oh, I'm a very rich man," and then
It kind of degraded after that.
Yeah, and then Eric kind of said, "And you're dressed like that, sir. A rich man is dressed like this, And so then it kind of ended. And then Lady L's person went last, and it was a child, and he bribed me with the bracelet. And so I was like, well, this is a valuable lesson that you should learn early on. Women like gifts. You win.
Yeah. That's what we like
Again,
here.
proof positive. We're here for the kids.
Yes.
Yeah, how can you turn down a child, like a child who's giving you a gift? And apparently Eric went up to Lady Al later and was like, did you tell him to give her that gift? And she was like, no, I did not. He did that of his own volition.
That kid's going places.
That kid's going places,
That
let me
kid's
tell
smooth.
you.
Smooth.
That kid's smooth. The rich guy should have taken cues from
Yeah,
the kid.
yeah.
Both those adult men should have taken cues from
Yeah.
the
That's
child.
that's exactly what I'm saying. But if the child had not bribed me, it probably would have been the guy that had the Inman joke.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
What about you, Amanda?
So I always love this weekend because instead of really going to the romance part of it, I always go to the masquerade part.
Your mask is awesome.
It's
My
really
mask is
scary.
super cool. So there's this one person who makes these masks that are embroidered on a fabric that then when you put in water, the fabric goes away, and so then it just leaves the embroidery. And so because it's embroidered and it has these holes, when it's up against your face, you can still see through it, but people can't see your eyes. And the design that I had chosen from it, it's Phantomassy, by the way, if anyone wants a really cool mask. Not sponsored, but like, hey.
Unofficial.
Unofficial sponsor.
Unofficial
Yeah.
sponsor.
They make really, really cool masks, and some of them are like glasses friendly too, which is super fun. But that mask, the colors that I had chosen and the design that I had chosen on the front of it, it looks like just like this big eye, and people are like, that's really freaky, but that's really cool. And so my interactions with patrons during that weekend go way up. Mainly part of it, like, I don't have to make eye contact with people.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't have to make eye contact with people. Can you tell I'm an introvert? So that's always really fun, but then also people will think I'm blind. And like during parades and such like that too, like people will be like, is she blind? And I'll hear them and I'll make direct eye contact, but not actual eye contact, but face contact with them and be like, oh no, I'm fine. Or like people will tip me and then I'll bow, and then like I've had people like startled afterwards because
You'd be
I
fun in a
I
haunted
think,
house,
I think
Amanda.
you just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
freaking people out.
I
Yeah.
love freaking people out.
Yeah.
And so those interactions are super, super fun with people, because then people are like, how can you see? And I'm like, I'll like reveal the trick to them, and that's super, super fun to do. So
Neat.
and also I look creepy, and people are like, wow, Kelpie's becoming more fish by the moment, and that's
Yeah.
always great.
Yeah. There's the one-eyed eel joke, but we'll leave that alone.
I guess I need to go at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, did you get wooed?
I did get wooed.
Oh,
by
yeah?
Lots of people. I got wooed. But I will usually. I mean, because like I've been doing this for a while, and so I have fans who will come and give me flowers and things like that, which is really nice. And
They're pity flowers.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. But I was wooed. I was actually wooed by my girlfriend, which was nice. She got me a little turtle necklace, which is like an inside joke between us, which I liked. And then I got the opportunity to woo her. I had Sadie bring her over to Pirates Pub stage. I sang her a little love song. I gave her a little kiss, and it was really nice. I was glad that I was able to do that for her and just create that special moment for us, because she's genuinely been really supportive of me over the last couple months as I kind of transition into traveling and doing all that sort of stuff, which, you know, not everyone's super on board with, but she's been really kind and understanding, and we've been able to work through a lot of the stuff that's really challenging that comes with that. So
That's good that you have a good partner like that.
yeah, no, she rocks. I love Elizabeth. She's
awesome.
She's fucking sick, bro, and I'm so proud of her and all the work she does to volunteer this
I
year.
will say that there is one point of Romance and Masquerade weekend that I am extremely giddy about.
What?
And that was?
The chess game where I beat the master musician.
You sure did beat.
That was
To be
fun.
fair, I played Wonderwall. I kind of set up.
You set yourself up for failure.
I realized going up again, it wouldn't be fair. It's like, you know, because I set the tee up for you.
I beat you, and he was like, "Yeah, you did."
You sure did.
And I sent it, and he's like, "I've never heard that song before."
Yeah, no, I never had. It was a new thing on my playlist.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
really
Which
my
I mean,
car.
and that's really for me. It's like, as much as I will joke about it, the reality of it is that first off, I was terrified because you came out there doing Wonderwall, and all I heard was all the people singing along with you, and I was like, motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
Well,
I was originally going to like my original plan was I was going to grab my wife and have her come out there, and I was going to say, you know, I turned it into like a period type piece, and I was like, this will be great. And then you did that, and I was like, motherfucker, I can't do that.
yeah, no.
And so I was like, all right, fine. So in case you're wondering what the song was, circa 1993, TV show called The Heights, and the band was the same name, The Heights. It's How Do You Talk to an Angel? I belted out the very first verse and the chorus line, and Curtis was just like, holy shit, dude. And it was real cool to me because later on I had a bunch of cast members coming up like, holy shit, you actually can sing. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, hello, my name's Rob.
yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Actually, a lot of our cast can sing.
They can.
Yeah, no.
I was shocked about him. Like that, he was the one
Keith
that really,
always surprises me.
He does,
Yeah.
he does. But like, you get him in his groove, his wheelhouse of like country and rock, like classic rock, and he'll fuck some shit up.
Yeah, no. You did good.
But I thought it was cool, you know, and that's something to me that I was just like, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, no, you did. Yeah, no, you did good. I joke, but like you did a really good job.
I appreciate that, my friend. Which brings us to the final huzzah,
The finals,
Time Travelers Weekend,
yes.
and the cascade of people that just kept on coming. I still am having to work on that, and my fight partner and I did not practice anything. We don't fight if there's no practice. This is our master of arms would beat the hell out of me if I did something without practicing it. So
next time.
next time, but we're actually going to get the entire crew in on it. That way, everybody fights.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I'm calling you out.
Maeve will not be participating.
I'm
in
really
that.
excited to do squats and
But you have a
fights. I think sword
swordfish.
fighting is fun.
I do have a swordfish, and I wave it menacingly, and that's
Yes,
it.
you do. Yeah.
No, most of the time, you just bring out the fish, they laugh, then you pull out the swordfish, and then they go, "Oh," and then you run away, and that's it.
That's the whole bit.
What we need to do is we need to like make a bunch of little smoke bombs for Kelpie.
Yeah.
It's just needs a vanish. You could do a battle of wits. We would lose. Like every single time, we would lose
Yeah, no.
because between Keith and I, we have one functioning brain cell.
You have one net wit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although roasting that kid was kind of fun too.
Yeah.
Did you guys run into that the brother and sister?
No.
I can't remember what weekend it was. I want to say it was Children's Weekend, but brother and sister running around. The sister says, "Hey, roast my brother," and I said, "Him looking like that? That's enough of a roast."
That's so silly.
And then I realized how really good of a roast master our good judgy dad face is.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That guy has got wit like you would not believe.
Spunky, that one.
Yes, but end of season, final huzzah, Time Travelers Weekend. I was running around collecting a lot of video footage.
Mm-hmm.
My highlight was two things, both connected. One, the tiny violinist got a guitar.
Yeah.
Two, watching that little shit strut her stuff while playing the guitar during Soul Train.
Yeah.
I was very, very proud of her because that was her second day playing that instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And she absolutely rocked the hell out of it. And I know what she was trying to do. She was trying to get Dad to cry.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. That was reserved to the Shield.
Yes, the highlight for me is what I knew it was coming. Rob didn't.
No, did not.
All he knew is what I told him was, "I know something you don't know,"
Fucker.
and that was like weeks before this. But
Third weekend.
yeah, so every year our friend Brittany, she hand paints the
She
shields.
does wonderful stuff.
And with
Good
all the
stuff.
different characters and people she runs into, throughout the season, and at the end of the season, she makes 3 mini shields that she hands out, and her family votes on who should get a shield. And this year, we got one, and
Yay.
it was
It's
super
gonna go
cool.
Similar over here.
I was gonna say is you.
Yeah,
have
it'll be up in the studio for sure.
Once I get the walls situated properly.
But yeah.
Oh, thank you.
To have
Brittany says, "Love you guys."
Oh, hi, Brittany.
My
You
honor.
do great
see,
stuff.
Yeah. She so the family voted on it and said the Rascals needed, we got a shield this year. So for me, the highlight, was getting that, and watching,
He cried, I cried. It
watching
was-
Rob's
it was
face
beautiful.
when that happened, because he was trying to hold it together,
Oh.
and when he lost it, I lost it. And
Yeah, he
yeah.
cried, I cried. It was
Yeah.
a beautiful moment. It was well worth it. I mean, like when somebody goes to that level.
I told it exactly what I said to Rob, because he started crying, I started crying. I was like, "Totally worth it, huh?" And he goes, "Yeah."
Oh.
And then I looked at him. I said, "I need to smoke," and he goes, "Yeah,
Yeah, we gotta go." But yeah, so for me, I mean, the whole weekend was just, I mean,
It was a bittersweet thing.
it's always bittersweet. The season comes to an end, and I mean, for us, I mean, we do so many things throughout the year. You know, our season doesn't really end, but there are some people that we lose track of throughout the year that don't make it to our shows and whatnot that we only see at fairs. So it was just a weekend of saying our goodbyes and wishing everybody a good year until we meet again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fuck, I hate that.
What I will say is this year for the last weekend felt personally very different than other ones, and I think it is because we do so many things outside of it. Because my previous experiences of having the run of the season, and then because I tell this to literally everyone, I'm horrible at making plans with people. I'll be let's do this, and then
Tell them about
I'll
karaoke.
forget. Oh, I can tell people about this in a moment, because Kelpie is very different than Amanda. But the whole thing is just I'm awful with asking people to want to do things too, especially because I personally think that a lot of the people that we do stuff with fair, those are my friends and stuff like that, but I don't know if people always feel the same way personally, and so I'll never invite them out to go do things. And so the only time I ever saw them was during fair, and then I would shut myself away from them for the rest of the year and then come back. But this year it's I know I'm going to see hopefully a good deal of them, and I will be making plans, especially during October, because I love making October plans with people.
Oh yeah. I'm sad.
So.
I'm sad. I miss it.
I will say last year was really fun when you invited me up to go walk through the pumpkin patch.
That was
Yeah.
super fun.
That was
again.
really cool. I liked that, and then we were being goofy, singing stupid songs.
Yeah.
We were doing Disney songs and dumb things while we were walking through because it was just us being silly.
Just being random. So yeah, that's the
also the
thing is
origin of
I
Tortuga.
knew that it wasn't going to be the
was.
last time that I saw them for 10 months this time, and so it felt very different.
That was that, as Curtis said, that was the origin of Tortuga. That was the time frame that I was like, we could do this. We could totally do this.
And we met Chris, yeah.
And then we met Chris, and then I tell this dude, I'm like, hey, we could do this. And he goes, no, we can't. I'm like, we can do this. No, we can't. And all the way through, up until we secured the venue and we started planning it out, he's like, this is going to suck. This is going to suck. And then with the moment hit, and he goes, we're going to kill this shit.
Well, what other choice do you have once the audience is right there, right? You're just well, time to kill it.
Well, I mean, it was even before that. Our traditional toast before, Keith looked at me and goes, we're really doing this. And I said, yeah, we're really doing this, man. And he goes, we're going to fuck this up in a good way. And I'm like, okay, let's do it.
And we did.
And we did. So much so that they invited us back for Tortuga.
Is that what we're calling? Is that what we're calling?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
Tortuga. If you look at it's Tortuga.
TOR, the number 2.
And you have to do the.
Tortuga.
You gotta get that
Tuga.
flip. It's all in the wrist.
It's all in the
I mean, isn't this flipping someone off though?
We're
so
pirates. Hello.
We're good. Yeah.
Maeve will continue to do this.
Well, this is flipping somebody off.
Okay.
That's the English howdy to the French.
Okay. What I'll say, my favorite thing for the last weekend for Time Travelers Weekend, we're gonna go back to how we were talking about for first weekend when it came to cast choir, so I love the song "The Rattling Bog" so much.
Oh my
yeah.
god,
So
dude. You guys killed me singing that, dude. I could not keep a straight face.
So I constantly ask the choir to do Rattling Bog. I love Rattling Bog. And so for Time Travelers
She's better
Weekend,
at it than you.
oh,
Totally.
at
She is.
I have honed this skill over this season. I need you to know, because at one point Jackie accidentally did something one of those
Yeah,
weekends.
you actually you went from branch to twig back to branch, and you had to keep doing it
and
for the rest of
I
the verse.
It was a
held
loop. That's
it.
why I couldn't hold it together.
This was a different weekend.
Oh,
It was an
Jesus.
accident. It was an accident where Jackie had accidentally had the twig and then added a branch to the twig to the branch, and we kept it for that entire run. But that inspired what we did for Time Travelers Weekend, where it turned into.
Bad.
Oh, it was so good. It turned on to the hat on the wizard on the dino on the bone next to the ring on the hobbit in the hole under the tree in the hole in the bog in the valley in the TARDIS on the twig on the branch on the limb on the tree in the hole in the bog.
Wow.
And
That
it
last
so
verse was literally
good.
5 minutes long, dude.
That's
It was
funny.
so god awful. I could not keep a straight face. I'm looking at Michael Sheridan and he's looking at me and I'm like, what the hell's going on?
But the thing is it wasn't even like the end of it. What we had come up with was the phrase coming from the wizard and then all of the stuff, and then it was going to end with, did you put your name in the goblet of fire? So it would have been even longer.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like this is what I got stuck with because I had gone up to go record the trumpeters, or no, that was
so funny.
Royston and Jesslyn and
Cora
and John. And I was coming back down, and the kid kept on pestering me. I want my guitar. I'm like, I'm gonna murder you. I'm like literally gonna murder you. And then we stopped because Amanda and Jackie and Stephen, Lady L, Lady Danbury, and Tanner were all sitting there. And Tanner goes, "Do you guys want to sing a song?" And Aislinn, ever the performer, is like, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Shit." And so we sang A Million Dreams.
Oh, nice.
And then she led it. She led A Million Dreams.
Good for her.
And then she led Pure Imagination. And she had a good time with it. But it was, and then you guys did freaking Rattling Bog, and I'm just looking at my kid, and I'm looking around. I'm like, I have no idea how to keep up with this. I'm just gonna sing the chorus. You guys do what you want to do. It's fine.
Just backing off.
Yep, I backed off because I was like, I am not trying to keep track of this. My brain cannot handle this right now.
It was so good starting to see you realize that we were doing a different Rattling Bug.
Yep, and I was like, oh my god, we have turned far right. We're done here. We're good. We're good. You guys, I'm bowing out.
Because at one point, I know your brain was like, oh, we're just doing it over again, until we got to the hole under the tree, and then your brain stopped.
I disengaged so quick. I was like, I this is not where I parked my car.
It was so good, and I will forever love that version of Rattling Bug. Anyone else want to talk?
I'll go. Last weekend was probably my favorite weekend because a lot of really cool stuff happened.
Okay.
We had the full band for Grog Blossoms play on the stage on
That's
Celestial
true.
Stage
On Saturday.
which was badass because
I finally got invited to that one.
yeah,
I didn't.
That was
Thanks.
pretty cool.
Dicks.
you listen.
Again, they looked at the little Asian dude and said, "You got a camera? You should come."
I
No,
didn't
I mean,
know you were gonna
way
be there
out of
till
this.
I didn't know you were gonna be there till you were there. I had Amanda on backup for filming.
You had Elizabeth on backup.
Shit. Well, Amanda's
Elizabeth
phone.
was always on my phone,
Elizabeth
yeah.
again. Tommy and Clutch always just being the most supportive woman in my life, besides maybe my mom.
You have to
Mom.
say that she's still watching.
Yeah, she might still be watching. Well, in any case, it was really cool and I'm realizing now, like, that's the first time, like, I've ever performed at one of the big stages at CRF, which was really, really cool, and I was glad we got to do that as a crew, and I think it bodes well for the
Dude,
future.
the pirate stage is a big stage. What are you talking about?
Well, you know, like, there's
Outside the pirate
sizes.
stage.
Size-wise, it's a big stage.
It's
Like,
not all about size.
yeah, it is. You're all right. Well, and I enjoy my Pirates Pub sets, and I'm glad I was able to play with a really big band on a really
That
big
was cool,
stage.
though. It was.
And that's a really fun experience that I hope we all get to do again.
It was
sometime.
neat seeing you guys up there. In all honesty, like I thought it was. I was so proud of you guys because it was like,
Yeah.
here's my friends, like doing something that they all love, that they're all good at, and all I can do is sit here and try to hype everybody up because I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah, too bad that crowd thought they were going to be seeing like the fire-eating spitter guy. They didn't
Yeah.
think they were going to
that-
see us.
Yeah,
You
they
should have
did
made
think
fire
it
jump out of your damn guitar, dude.
You know what? I wish I was Daniel Orion. Unfortunately, not quite there yet. I have like 20 more years of being on the road and being a badass and playing bagpipes on the Rio Grande to get to his level. But we'll get there eventually. But I had two other things. One thing, I had a really cute interaction with a child who I met for the very first time on Children's Weekend, and just she really loved my music, and her family they were photographers, and so she came back and saw me again.
I saw that picture.
On final weekend, she came and saw me, and so I got down, I played for her family, got photos, and I was still doing my song, and the family was like, all right, time to go. The kid wouldn't leave.
Nice.
Kid would not leave at all. And
Keep tipping him. Keep tipping him.
well, what happened was that got to the point where the dad was like, all right, time to go, and went in to grab the kid, and the kid ran away and hid behind me. Like, that kid did not want to leave, and I was so, like, honored and humbled by that, and I gave her a gold coin, and I bribed her, like, all right, you're gonna go follow your parents, here's some money, goodbye. And so I love that interaction. And then the only other thing that happened, I was really honored and humbled by was at morning meeting.
Yeah.
They gathered everyone. They got flowers and birds and bears for all the leadership, and I was included in that. And that was crazy because I officially don't hold any position of leadership at the festival. Like I'm not a director or anything like that.
Except
I'm
write
not-
the music.
Dude, you write all the songs.
You're literally the master musician.
Right, of the ship at CRF. Like
No,
officially,
I mean like there's a reason why I gave you that title on the ship is because like without you and Amanda, you guys are the ones that put during rehearsal teach everybody those songs.
Right.
And
Well-
that's why I mean, dude, you got to teach people the songs that you write.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, and that's the thing, though, right? Is like there are other people who teach. There are other people who teach the workshops, though, at the festival, and like Prescott could have gone up there and gotten flowers, and so the fact that I was included in that meant a lot to me because I'm standing up there with like Mark and Christy, who are Mark, Christy, Eric, who are my bosses, and I got to be up there with Morrow and Micah, who are assistant directors, and here I am with like no official title other than like I'm a musician there, and I lead, I guess, the band. And I still think I made a point of this, and I'll make a point of it again. I think Amanda should have been up there with me because Amanda and I really do operate as a team.
You do.
Like
But that's why I was the one who was in charge of giving you the flowers.
Well, you should have. I still think that you should have been up
You
there.
could have been a gentleman and given the flowers back.
Yeah, this is true. I didn't think of that at the time. I was too busy trying to get through the day.
Which was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I was really humbled by the love that the cast had shown me, and that I got included in that because I enjoy leading the band, and I do it just because I love doing it. I didn't expect anything out of it. I just do it because I do this shit for the love of the game. I just enjoy doing it. I don't care about the money or anything else. I just want to have a good time with my friends. And
Not that we would ever turn the money down.
not that we would ever turn the money
The
down.
money would be nice.
Right.
I see you, Serendipity, with your soap sponsorship. Like I'll do sponsorships for people, but I do it for the love of the game.
We are aiming for the Queen's Pantry, makers of the delectable Scotch egg.
Yeah,
Of course.
of course.
What about you, Kendra?
I would have to say Saturday closing gate show and being recognized with the other
Oh yeah, as
honorable
the rookies of the year. Yeah.
rookies. That was pretty cool. So for Lane Cast, it was Trajan and I, and it was kind of cool to be honored with him because like he runs around independently and does a lot of bits and he like invested a lot of his own money in his bits and he put a lot of pressure on himself to be out there and
He's an amazing man.
he
He's
you know
really good.
like I really took it to heart of like what David and Eric said of like it's your first year, don't put a lot of pressure on yourself to have it all figured out, it'll come with you. And Trajan took the complete opposite approach of like I gotta have it all figured out, and I'm not happy with my bid, and I'm not, so like he went all in, so it was kind of cool to be honored next to him. Court, the honorees were Alex, who played Frenchie Etoile, and Samuel, the squire, Abby.
Yeah.
As she
As she should have been.
Yes.
Yeah, as she should have been.
Exactly, and then Cora as well. So it was really
As she
cool
should have been.
to be honored with so many strong performers. But it was a strong cast. Like
This year's
it was
crop
honored to even be a
amazing.
part of the cast. Like in my personal opinion. So yeah, it was cool to be recognized because especially when by the end of the season, you kind of can tell which patrons come every weekend. By that point, you start to recognize the faces and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool at the end for them to also be like, okay, yeah, that person is a part of cast. You know, because we might have like a crossing interaction, but not like a lot of interaction. So then next year, hopefully, they'll be like, oh, I recognize you now. So yeah, that
does happen.
That's true.
You know, like my first year, the coolest interaction that I had all year long was at the very end when I had a husband and a wife arguing over my costuming. And then I was really humbled, and I ran to go find him because I was like, dude, this is so cool. The husband and wife were arguing about my costuming. They were trying to figure out which dynasty my costume came from.
Ooh, that's cool.
What's even cooler is the comment that she gave me that was like, you are doing it absolutely correct. And she's from Beijing. So when a native from China tells me that I'm doing right, we're good, dude. And then she asked me about the accent because I started kind of playing around with the different, like a bastardized Cockney, if you would. And she was like, well, why do you have that accent? And I said, well, I don't want to disclude a bunch of people by running around and doing the Jerry Lewis or over-dramatized Asian accent because it would just ruin it. But like that's, you know, that was the coolest interaction that I had ever had. And that one still lives with me. I think it's cool.
Right.
I have to disagree. I think the coolest interaction we had. So Rob and I were standing at the front gate.
Oh, God damn it!
And
I know
so
which one you're
we're-
about to say.
Yep.
too.
we're just
Yep.
talking, you know,
No.
standing
Yep,
right
go
by
ahead.
the-
Let him do
right
it
by the
because
front
it's
gate.
funny.
And I don't remember what we were talking about, something. And this guy comes walking in the front gate, him and his friend look at Rob, and as he walks by, looks at Rob and goes, "Oh, look, they have a Confucius." And just kept right on going. And that was, I
That
would
was-
say, the only.
Okay, so that face right there, that's the face I had.
It's
And then I look at him, and that's the face he had.
It's the only time in the last 3 years that Rob and I have been together that neither one of us had anything. Like I looked at him and he looked at me and I went, I got nothing, dude.
I was like, what do I literally looked at Keith and I said, what do I say to that?
Yeah.
He goes, there's nothing you can't
Nothing.
say. It just
We
happened.
got nothing.
And the guy, like, by the time I caught my breath, the guy was
He was
already
already
up the hill.
Yeah, he just.
And I was like,
it was a
son
drive
of a
by,
bitch.
and he just kept going, and that will live on in my memory forever.
That one and I was hoping to see him again this year. We saw him last year. Dave from accounting.
Dave from accounting, yes, I missed
It
Dave
was-
from accounting.
It was an adventurer group that came walking through the front gate, and Keith and I will always point out, like, if there's one odd man out, and that's what this dude. Homeboy was in Crocs with a Hawaiian shirt and a pair of shorts. Next to him was like a ranger, a thief, a paladin, a wizard, and so I called him out. I'm like, dude, what happened to you? Like, everybody else is looking fabulous, and he goes, oh no, I'm Dave from accounting. Somebody has to pay for all these damages that these idiots cause. And I'm like,
Yeah,
It's never-
right.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we got a picture with them. And then, like, last year, he reached out to us and he was like, that was me!
Yeah, we're just talking about it on one of our episodes, and he actually reached out and sent the picture, and he's like, "That was me. I'm Dave from accounting." I was like, "Holy crap!"
And I think it was a really creative way to like go around the fact that like you just couldn't fit your costume in like your
And his
bag.
Yeah.
he traveled, he flew from somewhere, and all he had was a carry-on bag, and he couldn't fit his costume inside of there. So he's like, fuck it, I'm going like this. So it was a good way to move around with it. But closing thoughts on overall the season. Let's start with the newbie.
Oh, you know, it the season definitely changes as it goes on. I mean, it was a lot of fun. It is, you know, it's really an overwhelming experience. Like, it's not really theater that you get to do everywhere all the time. Like, it's a really unique theatrical experience. You know, you're using your mind, you're walking a lot.
A lot.
And so it was a lot of fun. You know, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm really appreciative. I didn't, during Cordial Cup, I didn't call out Micah as much as I should have, to be entirely honest.
Dude's a legend.
You know, like, he's part of the reason why I was able to do all the closing gate stuff. Like, I was able to meet him doing community theater in Colorado Springs before I auditioned for the Renaissance Festival, so that was pretty cool. You know, so to be around so many artists who want you to succeed, like, that's kind of the dream, isn't it? Like, you know, it's pretty rare that you get to be around a bunch of artists who, you know, everybody's got a little bit of an ego, right? Like, we're all a little bit of drama queens, but really very supportive group. So, you know, I don't even know what else to say. I'm sure I'll think of something later. So
That's the way it always works.
Yeah.
After the interview, you know.
yeah.
Yeah. So big question. Are you going to come back next year?
Oh God, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Heard it here first.
Yeah. There's no way that I would not come back. I've got 3 more years of laying acts before I move to a stage, I assume. So that's the goal.
That's a good aspiration.
You know,
Yeah.
So that's the goal. We'll see how things proceed.
I can honestly say I really did. You and I didn't really interact a lot in the lanes.
I feel like I didn't see anybody except for Chad until like the last 3 weekends.
Because we all avoid.
I always ran into you. Like,
Yeah.
you and Chad always were rocking by
Yeah,
me.
I was always
I was
walking
like,
next
God,
to you.
here I am playing Loch Lomond again.
Yep.
They probably think I only know one song.
You were always welcome to just come and join the
Yeah.
cast choir
Yeah.
every single time you walk by.
Well, whenever Cast Choir was performing, though, I just got done with Parapet, and I was like booking it to food.
Yeah.
Because I was like
Fair
starving.
statement, man.
That's fair. Yeah.
Valid.
You know, so like I wanted to sing with you guys, but also I
You
Needed
like
to eat.
food.
I craved whatever had the shortest line
Pretty
every
much.
time. So
pretty
so
much.
yeah.
But I mean, although we didn't, I mean, you and I spent a lot of time backstage talking, and I think that, like, personally, that's why you're here. Is that I actually enjoyed your company, and some of the talks that we had were just like kind of profound, and most of it was shared over a cup of coffee in the morning, or after I had finished slaving away over the griddle. That was honestly, guys, that was probably one of my favorite things, was just cooking for everybody, because I put that griddle through its freaking paces, baby.
It was
20
good
pounds
food
of freaking
too.
meat.
It was really good.
I appreciate that. What about you, Amanda?
I think, like, so I've had a whole lot more just like interactions with people in general this year, and like part of that is like that was part of my goal, which was really good, and a part of that was like I was giving out all of those little side quests with that fish.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
you're
that was fun.
welcome.
I got one all season, by
I
the
got
way.
Oh my
5
gosh.
in one day.
Yes, perfect.
And I'm like,
I
like,
got to
one
see
of them
one of
caught
the
me
ones
on
where you
Pirate
were
Weekend.
eating you.
Yeah,
and
did you like that?
I really like that. By the way, if I gave you a fish, please send me photos. But I think that's something that I'm gonna kind of like continue throughout other years. Is I'll have like a different fish each year, and maybe just have people go
Cute.
find you.
I
Guys.
honestly thought that you were gonna you had different fish, and because of the roasting that we threw ourselves into, I half-ass expected you to have somebody come up to me with a squid.
Right.
You missed the opportunity. Next year.
Okay, next year it's gonna be a squid named Samuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send it my way, because that's the funniest damn thing in the world. Which I'll come back to that. But go ahead.
But yeah, that's it. And I think it's just like it allowed me to be able to have more interactions with people, and that's something that I was missing from the year previous because I was doing like that amplifier, which made me sound louder, but you kind of distanced people, and I didn't like that. So, like,
Well, and your
this
voice
year was,
carries too.
Yeah. And this year was just like it allowed me to do extra things, and so I want to do that more next year. So.
What about you, Curtis?
You know, this season was really weird. It was a good one, though. I think for me, it was a lot of... I think just because it had because I'm going to be touring now, and I am going to be doing this full time. Hey, I'm trying to bring everyone up with me, all right? I'm trying. I have to go and make those connections first. But because because there was this, I guess, this shadow of like touring being over it kind of changed my perspective on a lot of things, and there was a lot of like reflection happening on my end from like where I began to where I am now, and I couldn't be more proud of like myself and the willingness I've had to like grow and seeing that growth, and I'm really grateful for this community and all the friends I've made along the way. Like, and that's the thing I keep going back to more than anything is that like I'm nothing without all the people that have brought me up to this point, you know? Like, if I didn't have those opportunities that Christy gave me on Pirates Pub, I wouldn't have been prepared to lead a lot of the music at Tortuga, right?
Yeah.
Like, to have that kind of experience front manning a little bit, and I still have a long way to go. Like, I'm not even remotely as good as I think I will be in like a year from now, and so I'm just incredibly grateful for people like you two for bringing me out and having me do stuff off the season, like off season, and playing shows in different venues to give me that experience, learning how to like
work a crowd.
Yeah, like work a crowd, interact with my bandmates, like lead music in a way that's different than we do at Colorado. Think about music and performance in a way that's different than we do done in Colorado. You know, I'm grateful for like people like Amanda who are who are very supportive of me and like help me run the Gate show, and all the newbies who are excited to come on in. Like, I'm just this community is great, and I'm really glad that I get to kind of entrench myself even more in it, but in a different way across the country, right? And I'm really excited for all the new friends I'm going to get to meet and bring back with me from this experience.
I will say that for those of you that don't know, and this again, it speaks to the reason as to why I not jokingly, but in all earnest, I call Curtis the master musician. Stepped up and helped lead Tortuga, led the band during the St. Patty's Day parade with the Crimson Mark. You know, was instrumental in being at the Veterans Sing for our tour with the Veterans Community Center, living at Fitzsimmons. I mean, you have a lot of power in what you do. And there is no better person to go forward and represent our small little community than you. You are the front runner. You are the one that is going to bring everybody else out to other festivals, and we look forward to it. I will give you all the shit in the world because that is who I am, but I greatly appreciate everything that you have done for CRF, for Jinmon, for the Crimson Mark, for me personally. I'm thankful for you and being part of my life, and also inspiring that little shithead of a child of mine.
To get a guitar, finally having a good instrument.
How dare.
No, and I'm grateful that we've all been able to get so close and create such wonderful music and art together. And I really do think that I've been in those, like, talking about having a community where artists support each other, right? Like, I've been in communities where that's not the case.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big reason why when I was done with college, I stepped away from performing for, like, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that you were an actor.
Yeah, I got a degree in theater and everything.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Theater teacher.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Right, like, and so, like, and I've got, like, director brain because of that. Like, I just think of things in terms of that. But anyway, the point is, I've been in that community where people aren't.
To that either.
Yeah.
I've been in that community where people are not supportive of each other, and like they're always like trying to like advance their own careers and stuff like that. And you know, you're always gonna run into that in every performance community, and Ren Fair is not super different in that regard. But what is different is that like we are all in together because it is so hard. It's so challenging, and like hearing people like Micah and Kate and Rich be like, "Oh yeah, you've got this. You're gonna be great out there. You have to go do this." Like I watch these people.
Don't forget what Danny told you too.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Daniel Orion straight up told you, "You got this, dude."
Yeah, like to have someone as fucking cool as Daniel Orion say, "You got like rock on, you've got this." Like it's like being summoned to Valhalla by all the people I grew up watching. It's crazy, right? Like,
let's not use that reference because that's like death, dude.
Well, but like it's more of like an ascension, right? Like it's crazy that these people who I've been watching for years, admired for years, being like, "Oh yeah, you've got this." Okay, I guess I'm going. Like here we go.
No,
but it does feel like being called to something higher, and I just want to bring up as many people as I can with me.
Absolutely,
man.
man.
And I'm working tirelessly behind.
Right there, that. Right there, above your head, that.
Yeah, eel. It looks like a little tail out my head, but like.
Yeah, no. Together we rise, man. That's we lift each other up. That is the premise of what Rascal stands for.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm happy to see you go. I'm happy, especially more happy that you're going to be going safely.
Yeah.
Finally,
right? Yeah. But I'm working tirelessly to like work out gigs with other festivals so that the Grog Blossoms and anyone else that we can bring along can play these festivals and do this as a thing. Because I think if we all could be paid a living wage to do this full time, I think we would all take it. Like, of course we would. At least most of us.
But even not, just like this time while you're doing it yourself, go and have some fun and enjoy it. Because you worked hard to get that to happen.
You have no idea. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I have no idea. But I'm sure it was a frick ton of work, and I want you to not stress about helping us while you still have an adventure yourself.
Well, that's why when the band does take off, I'm just gonna hire Rob to handle all the reach out. That's Rob will be the manager, and then that gives us a reason for him to come out and MC. Because I straight up hate sending these emails. Like having to email festivals every 2 weeks. Like,
you know what? I'll take it, man. As a dude that spent most of his entire life pushing people around and getting things done, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know, for me, the end of this season, it's kind of neat because I get to see from what Keith and I have done, the things that we've influenced, the people that we've met this year. It's really, really cool. Because I know that I've made new friends, and I know that a lot of these people that are interested in what we do are gonna be there, and they're stepping up. I mean, shit, man. Today is the anniversary of the inauguration of Jinmon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Today is the very first day that we started putting that ship together. Here we are a year later, 32 members, about 25 of them, 26 of them, actual active members, the remainders being stowaways. It blows my mind to think about this because here is something that you and I started crafting that I was like, this would be cool if this turned into something really neat.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay. It's a very select group of people that have been handpicked to be part of it, and we're paving ways that, to me, are opening up opportunities like Pirate Feast, like going out and doing Tortuga. You know, these things are really dear to me because I would have never thought that I would be doing this. Like this partnership has encouraged me to open myself up a lot more, which has put me in touch with more thoughts of, okay, cool. Maybe I do need to learn how to dance so that, you know, I mean, I still move pretty relatively well for a guy that's about to be 50. Maybe I should take advantage of that and learn how to dance and learn how to do these things that are more involved or different aspects of the art. because I have fun being goofy. I have fun playing with my friends and dressing up and being stupid. Yeah, so what? I only play one character all year round. But you know what? I'm the best goddamn one that there is out there.
That's true. You're the only Captain Yen Chang. That's for sure.
There will be no one else. Although there are a lot of people that say they're going to come dressed up as B-Lank next year.
You're going to be like Jock the Whipper fans dressing up.
It's going to be so weird, and I'm going to be able to look at all of them and go, that's cultural appropriation.
All the white people, dressed as a Asian man.
You know, but the end of this season to me is just another turning of the page where it's like, all right, what's next? What am I going to do next? I'm fighting for my guys right now to get on the stage for Pirate Fest. You know, that's what I'm working on, along with helping out in the background for Neverland down in Santa Fe. And putting together Pirate Feast and trying to find a venue for that, and then trying to get everybody on the same page for Tortuga, you know. That's just, again, it's an opportunity where we can learn how to help one another and get better at our craft. And that's something that I'm eternally grateful for all of you guys, even our newest member that is here that has no affiliation with pirates yet. But is a very welcome member of the community that we're building. I'm so happy that I've met you because, believe it or not, guys, she keeps me honest on a lot of stupid things that I say in the campground. And she validates a lot of things that I think in the campground.
Well,
I think we're the old kids in the
campground. We're the old people.
Yeah.
Like every time I find out one of the people's ages, I'm like, oh, I'm old. But yeah, you know, like we had some good times, and it was camp was fun.
I enjoyed the coffee. I enjoyed the mead. I enjoyed the good company.
Yeah.
What about you, Keith?
Yeah, it was okay.
All right.
And that's the end.
That's the end of the recap.
You heard it here first.
No, I mean, you know, much like you said, you know, I mean, getting to walk around with my best friend for, 16 days in the summer and causing chaos, and
We mastered that.
I mean, my heart's full, you know. My body's broken down, but my heart is full.
I'm sort of shit, dude.
You know, but it's just, you know, it's another stepping stone and you know what we do all year round, you know. So this is, you know, our summer, and then, you know, now it's on to the next thing, you know. I mean, for, you know, you guys, and I mean, Curtis is going out, you know, doing his thing.
Michigan.
Super proud of him.
Come see me in Michigan.
You know, from where he started to where he is now is like leaps and bounds, you know. And so I feel very honored to play a very small part in that.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna miss him at my haunt in October.
I'm gonna miss doing it. Yeah.
But you know, but I mean, you know, everybody, you know, we've, as we always say, you know, when Rob and I had this idea to start this thing.
When I had the
you know,
idea, you just agreed to it.
I didn't know
without
I was
even-
agreeing to.
Hey, you
Was
wanna?
gonna start a
He goes,
podcast?
no.
Sure.
Rob's like, hey, I got an idea, and I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. And he goes, you don't even know what it is, and I was like, oh yeah, what is it? He goes, I want to do a podcast. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And that's literally how this whole thing started. You know, we always set out to build, you know, community, and I think 3 years later we have a great community of you know, people that are part of our ship, people that are adjacent, you know, to that help us out, and it's just awesome to, you know, get to spend time with those, you know, those people, and you know, meet new people like yourself, and you know, now it's on to the next thing. You know, you guys have Santa Fe.
Rascals.
I've got Rascals. You know, I mean, I've got my, you know, haunt stuff coming up here in October. That's gonna be awesome.
No, it's not.
Yes,
gonna
it
be-
is.
Yeah,
No, it's
the
gonna be
ritual haunt haunted house kicks ass, and you all should.
No, I don't like haunted houses, and he's raffling me away.
I was gonna say, yeah, you guys did
Yes.
a fundraiser to like.
Yes, my raffle's coming up beginning of
September
September.
1st.
So
I need
be
to
aware.
hear about this.
Oh, you don't know?
I
Oh,
haven't heard
so
about
I
this.
have to.
haven't watched any recent
I
episodes.
I can't take credit for it. It was all Auntie
Yeah,
who gave
I
me
hate
the
her too.
idea of,
Hello,
hey,
Auntie.
why don't you do a raffle and the winner gets to walk through the haunted house with Rob?
Oh, I'm
Side note,
sorry.
Rob hates haunted houses.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause
And
he
the best
fights.
part about it is we're gonna film it.
I was gonna say, put on the
Everyone
GoPro
can
helmet.
see.
That
Oh,
was-
No,
yeah,
it's
it's
going
gonna
to
be
be
great.
right here on my chest.
You
Yeah.
really need to prep your haunt actors for the fact that he fights.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they know.
No, as long as they
The-
don't
the
touch
thing-
me, we're fine.
The good thing is I manage the haunt, so it'll be.
It'll be okay. I trust him.
We'll bring the.
What I don't
LED
trust
down
is the
just a
people that
touch.
he's going to get to win this damn thing. Because the last time I went to a haunted house, Bree held my hands like she was hugging me because she was scared, which was irritating the crap out of me, which triggered my little instincts and all that fun stuff. But yeah, you keep your damn hands to yourself. What's that?
Yeah. So
Is the camera gonna be positioned on Rob's face?
Oh,
Are we gonna get?
we're
We're
gonna
going to
try
try
to
to
get-
figure that
we're
out.
gonna try to get multiple cameras.
I was gonna say,
What I'm
I want to
thinking
see
is-
Rob's. I want to see Rob's reaction to this. It's gonna bring me a lot of joy as I'm freezing to death in Iowa.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What you're going to see
And
is
I
I'm
can
gonna,
also
I'm
talk
gonna
to the
shoot
owner
this,
to
like,
see if
Blair
I can
Witch
get the
style.
video footage from the security cameras. 'cause
I'm
that'd be
gonna
great.
shoot this like Blair Witch style, where
Yeah.
I'm like snot and everything. I came in here because Keith said it was gonna be okay.
Totally lied to him. But
Yeah,
yeah, that was our season. So
Yeah.
we're
end
off.
of the season for this is our third season
Yes.
of the Rascals,
Yes.
and that's gonna close out the season. The next one that you guys will see will be in November, as we're amping up for Pirate Feast.
Pirate Feast.
To be determined location. And fun fact, it has to happen because now my wife wants to go to one of our shows.
yeah. I mean, I've already got the
Family and
scripts written.
friends, too,
So
Yeah, the scripts are written, the set lists are already done. We got to figure out where we're going to do this. Unfortunately, we were going to do it at one venue, but it's timing.
it's not.
It's a 3-hour show. If you guys know someplace that can put together something for some broke ass pirates that want to come in and entertain and make them a fuck ton of money
Oh
yeah,
later
it'll be awesome.
at a later time, like we want to open doors at like 7:30
Yeah.
and start the show at 8 and finish at 11.
Mm-hmm.
But if you guys know anybody, shoot us a comment. That's been the Rascals recap for 48th
The
annual
48th annual Colorado Renaissance Festival.
It's been wonderful. We look forward to the next season. The
Dude,
next
I'm
thing,
pretty sure we're getting fired.
you might.
I put out some pretty controversial.
Dude, if I get fired,
things,
you're
and I
fired.
think I'm pretty
That's
fired.
true.
Yeah, we're like a package.
They
deal,
won't fire us because then they're afraid that we're just going to show up every day without like any controls to
dude. Probably
rip
best
them.
to have us on a leash.
Yeah,
It's
you
gonna be
want
hard
me.
for them to find a new guitar player, so I think I'm pretty safe. It'll be all right.
That's what he says.
No,
for
you're
now.
totally fired too.
Yeah.
We need to just teach Aislinn and we'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yes.
She's got. I encouraged her too much. She's coming for my spot. She's coming for the throne.
She's gunning, dude. She's gunning.
She's
Yeah,
gunning
yeah,
for the
yeah.
throne of the
I
king.
mean, you know,
She's still got a couple years, so you're okay.
I was gonna say, take your best
yeah,
shot.
she's got 4. You
She's
got
got-
4 years
got
to
4 years.
solidify herself because then
Yes.
she's 16 and she
As-
doesn't need me.
In the words of a very wise man, get better, scrub.
All right. Yes.
And in the words of another equally, if not wiser man, if they want to see the show, they'll buy a ticket.
Boom.
Well, that's been it, man.
That's it.
Thank you guys for another great season of Rascals and Renaissance Festival. Once again, from my left, your right, that's Curtis.
Hi.
That's Kendra. That's Amanda. And that asshole over there is Keith. I'm Rob.
I'm Keith.
We are the Renaissance Rascals.
We are.
We'll see you guys next season. Hey, you guys, get ready to take another drink. I'm leaving the screen.
Oh, God, here he goes.
Gotta duck down.
There he goes. All right, last one of the night.
One more.
Daddy is off the screen.
Finish that wine glass.
So many times I wanted to call you Daddy, but I held back because we were having.
That is so bad.
Kira's down in the
so
wine right
That
now.
is so bad that you guys do that.
Oh, it's because you didn't know.
that's what makes it worse.
No,
Is I
it's
didn't
awesome.
know until the beginning of rehearsals, and then he told me about it. Now it's like stuck in my head. And it's so
Anyone wants
weird.
to be clued in, just go
You
to
should
my
just know
TikTok
that people
and
are
read
calling
the
you
comment
daddy,
section.
right?
Yeah, no, that's the weird part. Is now I know, and now like every time I'm looking at somebody, I'm like, you really think that, don't you?
Yeah.
You're a dirty birdie, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Thanks for coming, guys.
You're very welcome.
This is
fun.
the longest episode aside from us doing the game.
Yeah.
That was like 10 hours of us playing.
That was 2 hours and 50 minutes of this
Yeah.
one.
I was gonna say, speaking of being invited to things, took you 3 seasons to get me on the podcast. Just
Well,
saying, throwing it out.
Remember,
There were a
this
lot of really
defaults
cool
back
people.
to get good, scrub.
Yeah.
You're finally good.
Oh, that's what it is.
I'm finally good.
I figured we just felt sorry for him, so
It's a pity.
Because he was pestering
A
you
petty
about it too
imitation.
much.
Pretty
Meanwhile,
much, yeah.
Kendra, you've known for 2 months. Kendra, come on the show.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I got the
Kendra's-
resume, man.
Yeah, that right
I got
there.
the resume, unfortunately.
Right there.
I've been
Yeah.
doing this
Yeah.
shit for so fucking long, and like the 2 years I was in New York, I wasn't performing a lot, but I was finding ways to perform.
There you go.
And I'll be damned if I wasn't studying everything that I saw.
There you
So
go.
I took clown workshops.
That's something I want to do. They have one in like the Inglewood area that is real fun.
The
See,
Denver
and
Center
that's-
teaches it
yeah.
sometimes, but it's kind of private.
Well, I only went off like instructor vibes. Like if I met a person, they were like, "I'm teaching a workshop," I'd be like, "You seem cool. I'll take
Ian's comment.
I'll take a class with you."
Ian says, I've been trying to get fired for 14 years.